And we're live. Hello. Hi. Welcome. Oh, my screen just turned off. My monitor sometimes runs an update on itself because I'm actually using a smart TV as my big monitor. And yeah, every now and then it needs to download an update, and I get surprised because it just turns off. Welcome back to Stellaris with me, Scotty Bomb. Scotty Bomb. We've been having a good time with Stellaris, and also it's been wildly successful on my YouTube channel. So I guess, at least by my standards, over 100 views in a week is high for both videos now. So I guess people like my Stellaris videos. So I will continue to do some Stellaris content. Maybe not weekly. I do want to play some other games. Dredge just came out. Looks pretty cool. I'd like to try that. Some other stuff as well. But yeah, I'm down with a regular Stellaris. I love this game. I've got hundreds of hours in Stellaris already. So I didn't say I was good at it. I want to be clear. But I do have a lot of fun with it. It is a very fun space adventure game. Having another drink to start today off. We're doing another Fallen Timber Mead. Little shout out to Fallen Timber Meadery. We're doing a honey buck today. It's a spirited honey, lemon, and ginger mead. I'm hoping that it tastes kind of ginger ale-y, maybe. Sound of it cracking open. Let's give it a sip. Oh. It is gingery. It is surprisingly gingery. Definitely getting that that lemon too. It's almost like zesty, almost like the flavor, because it's a little more tart than like bitter. Quite like that. The ginger it's very ginger forward. It does indeed taste kind of like a ginger ale. Very sweet because of the honey, though. Very good. Fallen Timber Meadery. Definitely don't in any way sponsor this. But just a friendly shout out to them. And just like if you've never tried mead, do. It's good. It's nice. All right. Shall we get into things? Let's get back into the swing of things. Once again, thank you to all the people who tuned in for the last 2 episodes on Stellaris. Dozens of viewers, more than I regularly get. Thank you for checking out my channel. I'm recording live on Twitch most Fridays, usually around 9 o'clock Mountain Time, starting a little late tonight, but yeah, 9-ish. Most Fridays, sometimes stuff comes up. Might not, for example, next Friday. It's Good Friday. We'll see how things are going, holiday wise. And yeah, so I'm not looking directly at the camera right now because I'm kind of getting a lay of the land here. So as always, we'll get a little refresher here. So right off the bat, I can see that our consumer goods are back tanking again. We love our consumer goods. Like, it's one thing humans love, and we can't get enough of it. And we can't actually keep up with the demand, apparently. So that's something we're going to have to work on. Earth's whole system is pretty well developed. Earth also pretty well developed. We have a deficit of jobs, though. And you know what? Where are we at? We've also, because we've been producing so many consumer goods, we're actually running low on minerals. So I think Earth needs jobs. We need consumer goods. Just as soon as we have the minerals, we're going to build a new industrial district there. So our colonies, Earth, in the Earth sector, so just kind of in the immediate area, we've got Los Veritas, New Canada, Port Dogstar, and New Troy. Out in the frontier, a couple ocean worlds, actually. Atlantica, San Fernando, Relia, Shambhala, and Kraken, which are, of course, the 10 colonies we needed to pop the achievement we were looking for last episode. We've encountered the Caravansary Caravan Coalition. We know where they're kind of headquartered here in Chora's Compass. They have a little kind of territory of their own. We've also encountered the Bodranitan Protectors, who are holy guardians. And down here we've encountered the Learned Listeners of the Shroud, an enclave. But we haven't encountered anybody else. Like, we've already explored like a full hour and a half of the mid and outer rim here, and part of the inner rim. We haven't encountered any other first contacts. Like, where is everybody? We did set our starting empires to random, and it's possible that the computer just randomly picked the lowest possible number, and so there's maybe like 5 to 7 other empires out here in a large galaxy. Like, we picked a big one, so maybe that's just why we haven't encountered anybody yet. But it's lonely out here in space, except for the Bodranitan Protectors and Chora's Compass. I mean, they're just weird aliens doing their own thing. They're not other active empires. So I'd kind of like to encounter somebody tonight, but it is what it is. There's something weird going on in the Dacha system. There's an early space age civilization here in a trinary system full of Gaia worlds, and we need to do some more investigation to figure out what's going on. We will have to claim the system to do that, and we have not done that yet. We've been trying to secure our choke points, which is why we've raced to some of these areas in order to secure these clusters, because we have our borders set to closed as the default. And for the record, do that. Once you've made first contact with an empire, if your borders are closed, they can't snipe systems. And that's one of my big pet peeves with this game, is when you've got a border with someone and you haven't completely secured a cluster and they just slip by and grab a few. I hate that. I like nice, clean borders. I'm a big clean border guy, so that's one of the things that the United Earth Colonies is all about. So we'd secured some stuff up here, and then we discovered that this whole cluster leading up to the border with the Bodranitan Protectors is completely cut off from up here. So we own this, especially now that we've secured Kendari all the way down to Ofang. Now, the plan here is to, at the minimum, get to Omicron Persei before we encounter anything, but we would like to maybe secure as far as Poru or Unamar, maybe even up to whatever this system is, and then we can just lock this area down. There's another pre-FTL civilization over here. Look at this, more living metal. Incredible. The fact that we can secure this whole area very efficiently and very quickly is mind-blowing. We control just a huge swath of space, more than we've even secured. Now, we also have this whole area down here. We still haven't encountered anybody down here either. I've been thinking about maybe securing as far down as Garam and just locking up this sector. This would also give us a second gateway, which is not bad. We don't have the L gate turned on. I didn't want to deal with the L gate. And 90% of the time I end up with a Grey Tempest anyway, so whatever. Just decided, you know what? For what we're looking for today, not interested. So this is a possibility. We might also be able to possibly secure some more of this stuff down here. Hard to say. Haven't decided yet. We've only got the one shipyard. We haven't really needed to build a lot of stations. We've only got 3 of 7 up, because we built a couple trade hubs, partly to help with piracy. We haven't really been keeping up with that because, we haven't really had to. So let's see what the rest of our forces are up to. We've got Kuzina's Defenders, our main fleet, led by Ksenia Kuzina, whom it is named after. She won that first big victory against pirates. I want to say in the Emmer system, maybe the Nendi system. Oh no, it was the Aurora system. It was down here. It was around the curve here. And so we named the fleet in honor of her. And it will forever be known as Kuzina's defenders. It's our primary defensive fleet around our homeworld. We're using just a little over half of our naval capacity, and that we got a lot of alloys. We got 7,000 alloys, so we might bolster that tonight. Not that we've encountered anything, and we've pacified both the crystals and the amoebas. So we also have the ISS Salvage, which is a ship that we recovered from a gas giant. It's a cruiser. It's big. It's quite potent this early in the game. Unfortunately, we can't merge it with the other fleet because it is an alien ship using ancient alien technology. Look at this. Large X-ray lasers, antimatter reactors. Like, it's using technology we can't even conceive of right now. Down here we've got our construction ships. The Klondike has just finished securing the some of the resources here in the very valuable Kasora system. The Yukon is en route at present to search the abandoned Caravaneer ship. These are the Klondike 2 and the Yukon 2, of course. They are fully upgraded construction ships. And then our science vessels. We've got the Aldrin, currently sleeping at Alpha Centauri. Not sure what it was up to last time, but we should get it back out into business shortly. The ISS Copernicus under Dr. Veer Prasad is currently running an investigation and a survey of this cluster here, the Haldana cluster. The ISS Sojourner under Dr. Paul Collins is currently engaging in archaeology. It is doing the Broken Gates dig right now because we have picked up strange signals from a broken dome on Eurydice 2. We're also going to build out this area so that we can get to Matar and the message in a bottle at some point. And of course, eventually we're going to deal with the Rubricator. We also have the dig up here, the strange asteroid in the Yamal system. The Curators are here in the Screeching Abyss. There's also a ruined interstellar assembly in the Garia system. And, of course, the debris belt here in the Tagira system. So a couple goodies up there that we want to secure. And then the Lopez is currently engaging in further exploration. What would this be? Would this be spinward or trailing? I don't know which way the galaxy is spinning. We're going to call this spinward. Spinward and coreward over in the Ryama system. So, don't know why the Aldrin is. I don't actually remember why the Aldrin is currently idle at Alpha Centauri. It must have been doing some sort of investigation there. Speaking of which, let's see what we've got on the go here. Let's refresh our memories. So we've got the Zoonotic Plague currently going on. Right, that is on Salieto 3. One of the planets over in the Salieto system is currently dealing with basically a black plague. And I remember I chose to kind of sit back and not play God. And I kind of regret that decision. Like, I feel a little gross about it. But it's too late to provide aid. And we're just kind of sitting back and seeing what happens. We've got observation insights going on there as well. What else we got going on in the situation log? Alloy metallurgy. Alloy surplus to plus 12. Oh, we're doing that. We have the abandoned Caravaneer ship, and we're currently working on a drone study. So we've not got a lot going on at the moment, which is good. So let's get the Aldrin back to work here. We have nobody doing any surveying down in the down to trailing and that'd be coreward, that'd be rimward. So trailing rimward, we're going to have that ship come down this way. And we're going to have the Aldrin begin its survey over here, I think. And I believe that catches us mostly up. We've got our observation posts going. We've got our various factions. We're going to have a little sip of mead. Delicious gingery mead. And I think we're ready to unpause the game. Crank it back up to fast. Oh, the new Mystic Order. What was the deal? They were offering us a cruiser for a bunch of energy credits. We can't afford it, so we're just going to let
System survey complete.
Oh, good. Copernicus is done. What did we encounter here? I want to say there were 2 void clouds in here. Weren't there? Oh, no, that's where we encountered the mining drones for the first time. That's what it was. Got some space amoeba over here. Some potential habitable worlds in Beta Corvi. My guess is we'll probably find more mining drones down in the Red Ore system, but we'll check it out next. We'll kind of swing up this way through the cluster, and then we'll head to the Unimar system. Klondike is idle. We need the month to tick over so that we can get some minerals going. We need to prioritize. All right. We need to prioritize building a new district. Still lacking 113. So we're going to hold off for another month. Let stuff just kind of happen here. Yukon is moving, right? You know what? I'm going to redo this. Head back to the Ofang system, Yukon. The Klondike is actually in a better position to take care of this, so because this is we want to do more construction over here, and I don't want the Yukon completely out of position to do that. So, improbable orbit. Scanning the star unveils a small object in rapid orbit. Its small size and high velocity make it difficult for our sensors to isolate. That's from Dr. Nakamura aboard the Aldrin, I believe. No, the Lopez. Well, let's take a look at that. Kraken has... never mind. Solved its job problem. Have we had a month tick over yet? Yeah, we did. All right. We can deal with our consumer good loss here. Our deficit, rather. The probability conundrum. We've gotten a report from Science Officer Hiyori Nakamura. It seems that a ceramic container is circling the star Ryama A, most peculiar. It should obviously not be there, yet somehow it has managed to find its way into a close orbit. A special project can be issued to investigate the container and try to deduce how it ended up there. Is the improbable ceramics, is the teapot worth investigating? Or do we accept that just some questions don't have worthwhile answers? We're materialistic people, but I don't necessarily want to investigate a wild goose chase. Also, we could use that 40 influence right now. So we're just going to, you know what? Sometimes a teapot in space is just a teapot in space. What can I say? As the plague... Oh. I just caught myself doing it. We discussed this last stream, right? I click my tongue too often, and it's very noticeable to me. So I'm going to continue to try not to do that. As the plague continues to ravage Salieto 3, the number of dead and dying is staggering. There is no cure. Further suffering can only be alleviated, not prevented. Oh dear. Well, that's bad. That's real bad. I feel real bad that I've allowed this to continue. So we've got some odd readings in the Red Ore system. While scanning the asteroid belt, our science team found some sort of irregularity. A challenging reading from Dr. Prasad. Dr. Prasad, you have clearance to proceed. Tell me more. We've got...
Special project complete.
We've got a couple things on the go here. Whoa, okay, hold on. So first of all, mining drone work ethic. The drones are returns from rocks human miners would have discarded, deemed exhausted of all worthwhile mineral content. Our top engineers are working on adapting the drone's methodology for use in the United Earth colony's mining networks and stations, which should improve efficiency, effectively lessening energy expenditure. Of lesser import is the fact that the drones are not completely silent, contrary to previous assumptions. They emit signal pings, though extremely infrequently and at a wavelength hard to isolate from background noise. If there's anyone left to receive those pings, it may be a mystery for another time. We could say easy prey. I think we're going to go, we need minerals. So we're going to say fascinating automata. We're going to take the drone mining techniques and get a 10% bonus to all of our mining. Excuse me. I'm going to grab a Kleenex here. The air quality has been weird today, locally, and it's left me a little phlegmy this evening, actually. So I apologize for that. So the broken gates, the first layer. The ruins seem to be centuries, if not millennia old. At first it seems to be only a large open-air dome, but as we are excavating the outermost parts, we quickly find ourselves in what appears to be the derelict slums of a city. As a large gate blocks our progress deeper into the city, our scientists speculate that it is split into a hierarchy, each layer holding one class of people in the city. It does not take long before one of our scientists finds alien remains in subterranean ruins under the broken concrete floor. After the first corpse is found, however, we start finding remains all over the slums, be it in the streets, in what would have been their homes, or hanging from the most remote parts of the ceiling. It is unclear what killed them, but it is a grisly sight. What do the other layers have in store for us? 50 minor artifacts. Excellent. What's our minor artifact situation looking at like here? 670. We want to get that. We want to get the Cybrex, the secrets of the Cybrex going. I didn't catch what we researched. I missed that, unfortunately. I was paying attention to something else. So we got Xenoaesthetics. That was the Grand Admiral Thrawn thing that we discovered last time. We haven't met anybody we can rival, so I mean, there's no point in taking it at the moment, except for the extra envoy. But again, we don't really have much use for envoys at the moment, so unless we want to infiltrate a primitive society, but we're doing a whole Federation non-interference thing, so we could do deep crust engineering. We don't. I mean, that's going to be only so useful at the moment. Fleet command limit up. What is our fleet command limit? 50 right now. We're underusing our military at the moment anyway. Gene tailoring. Not terrible. We could get into some genetic engineering. Hyper entertainment forum. Not bad. Regenerative hull tissue is going to take a while to research. That would be 49 months. Actually, that's not bad. Our society research isn't even that great. Hyper entertainment forums do require gases, which we do have. We actually have a lot of gas production at the moment. Tempting. You know what? We're going to go with gene tailoring. We're going to start looking at how we might be able to tinker with genetics a little more, I think. Haven't decided if we're going to go with the genetic engineering ascension yet. Haven't decided what we're going to do for our ascension yet, but I think we could look at making humans better. How's that Caravaneer ship going here? It's not going anywhere, at least for the time being, so should be fine. Monthly gain of minerals is doing okay. We're up to 1,000, so we could actually make do with some stuff. In fact, because we did get a little extra boost on our influence, we'll grab the SOWOW system. The SOWOW system. Uh-oh. What's going on? There's stability low somewhere. Where is stability low? Atlantica's got some problems. Oh my goodness, San Fernando. Things are out of control in San Fernando. Oh my goodness. No, we're going to fix this. San Fernando needs some holo theaters, and it needs them stat. Oh, things are bad in Relia as well. You know what? Holo theaters for all. Things are a little better there. Things are coming apart a little bit over here as well. So we'll pop up some commercial forums on Kraken. We need to get our colonists happier. I realize our colonies are a little underdeveloped at the moment. That's because we rushed to colonize so many planets so early on that we've kind of fallen behind on our ability to maintain their infrastructure. It's kind of the trade-off. Messiah Syndrome. On Salioto 3, a number of so-called messiahs have appeared, with promises of divine deliverance. Each of these prophets has amassed a substantial following. On top of the ravages of disease, violent clashes between competing sects are now increasingly commonplace. Interesting. That plague continues to advance. We are dealing with jobs issues. Our consumer goods has gone back into the positive, so that's good. Food production is okay. Port Dogstar is meant to be a forge world. Let's get another industrial district going up there. Feel pretty good about all that. All right. We need to get some more mineral production going too. I might circle back and grab these minerals here in Scotica. Or maybe I'll just grab them in Omicron Persei when I select that. Because that'll choke point this off too. And then this whole cluster is ours. There's some moats in there. There's some rare crystals in there. I do want to get over here. I want that living metal. And I want it bad. Research complexes. As we explore the galaxy, we continually encounter new materials and substances that are unfamiliar to us. Cataloging and analyzing these discoveries will require new facilities. Okay. Atmospheric orbital mechanics. Resources from orbital stations plus 5%. Station upkeep minus 50%. That's big. I want that. This is an insight. Due to our vast experience operating observation stations in orbit of pre-FTL worlds, we've discovered slight optimizations. By implementing them empire-wide, we can drastically reduce the maintenance our stations require. That sounds awesome. Research it. Economics mandate fulfilled. As per our Chancellor's mandate, our resource production has improved. We gained a schwack of unity for that. We're 13 months from our next one. I might go engineered evolution. I haven't done the genetics ascension in a while. Make all sorts of crazy specialized humans. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm considering it. My two favorite ascensions are probably, Psychic Ascension got a huge boost in the last couple expansions. So Mind Over Matter is big. And we've met the Shroudwalkers, but we're also materialistic, and Mind Over Matter is really good. It's doing its best work with a spiritualist empire. Flesh is Weak is pretty good. Cybernetics is sweet. Being able to mix genetic improvements with machine improvements, that's not terrible. I haven't done the new synthetic evolution. I've done engineered evolution once before, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. They're all pretty good. Improve your species. Be better than everyone else. Where are we at?
Construction complete.
I feel like Lopez is sitting idle. Let's get on to the Ladium system. Adrift. We have discovered an alien ship drift among the asteroids surrounding TD-163. It is not responding to our hailing signals. Whether this is due to it being unable to interpret our signal or perhaps some other reason, we do not know. Science Officer Veer Prasad recommends that a construction ship be dispatched to tow the stricken vessel out of the debris field. If left untouched, there is a risk the alien ship may be crushed by the asteroids. A special project has been issued to rescue and investigate the
Situation
ship.
Log
yeah, we'll
updated.
check that out. And we happen to have a construction ship nearby, so we'll send the Yukon out to take care of that.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
We made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Gaiety system. For now, we have codenamed them Sin aliens until we find out more about them. If they possess a language, we must decipher it in order to establish communications. Fascinating. Oh dear. Oh dear. All right, well, I think we have just figured out why we haven't encountered anybody to the north. There's nobody in the Ladium system. Good. All right. Because that sure looks like raiders. That sure looks an awful lot like raiders. Lulema Gabatamosi. Congratulations on being assigned to the Envoy service. Your first job is to figure out who these Sin aliens are. We have access to... Yeah, we're using it as a generator world, though. Do we have... Have I researched... I haven't. Gonna have to fix that at some point. Alright, well, we'll get an Autochthon monument built. And, oh, you know what? No. We won't get an Autochthon monument built. They're dealing with amenities issues here on Shambhala now, too. We will get holo theaters built. Let's bring some entertainment to the masses. Everybody feeling a little happier.
System survey complete.
We're going to be careful up here. We don't want to come... Probably this is also their territory. If we send the science ship in there, it will get destroyed. Absolutely blasted to pieces. So, but now we know why we haven't encountered anybody over here, because there's a fallen empire and raiders out this way. Now, there could still be someone up this way, though. So... Alright, the Aldrin has finished its survey of the Norgon system. Let's have a survey of Castra done.
Anomaly found.
Waterless canyons. Dr. Nakamura reporting canyons deep enough to be seen from orbit furrow the surface of Ladium-2, yet the planet is dry as a dust bowl. What could have happened to the water that once so profoundly carved Ladium-2's stone? You have permission to research. We have some research coming in. Mining station output, long-range mineral scanners. Increased scanner range will allow us to more quickly identify mineral concentrations and focus our mining efforts there. Yes. More mineral production is good. It'd still be 340 months for living metal. That'll be for later on. You know what? We could probably use the housing bonus. So I think we'll go for weather control systems. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. Apologies. Metamorphic dehydration. Following a thorough investigation of Ladium-2, the ISS Lopez B crew has confirmed that the planet used to be covered in flowing water several billion years ago. However, the geochemical composition of the planet's basalt crust proved highly hydrophilic, so much so that Ladium-2's thirsty rocks eventually absorbed and bound all the water on its surface. Now all that remains of these vast oceans are salty brine streaks lining Ladium-2's numerous canyons. Science officer Hayuri Nakamura adds that the mineral hydrates now dominating Ladium-2's landscape could have many valuable industrial applications. Perfect. More minerals is more good. If I know where to get them. Heading over to deal with a drift. Strange reports from Yerba 1. We're receiving strange reports from our observers above Yerba 1. One of the native kingdoms has rallied under a mysterious religious figure, and we have seen evidence of them using advanced technology far beyond their current level of development. Could this be related to our missing scientist? Oh, dear. So their awareness has gone up. Well, this is bad. This is bad. I forgot that I could build Cybrex warforms. A titanic robot. A veritable Gundam. Towering over most buildings with enough firepower to devastate a city. Yes, build me some Cybrex warforms. And a couple human assault armies. For no reason. Cybrex warforms.
System survey complete.
The awareness of the Yaston Society on Yerba has decreased to low awareness. Okay, something's going on there. A missing scientist and a new mysterious religious figure? What could it mean?
Anomaly found.
And why would Scott preemptively start to build armies? Who can say? So, Dr. Prasad reporting another challenging anomaly has been discovered. Optical sensors isolate a cluster of shapes on the barren surface of Radar 7A that could be buildings. Well, Dr. Prasad, proceed with an investigation. Kraken has enough population that the reassembled ship shelter can be fully upgraded. That plague seems to be coming to an end, too. We can upgrade these star holds as well. We haven't encountered much piracy yet. When we do, and we will. Sorry, again, I'm a little phlegmy this evening. Do apologize for that. We'll build up stations around where the piracy is highest. Try to take care of that.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
Encounter in the Larbo system. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Larbo system. For now, we have codenamed them the Yod aliens until we can find out more about them. If they possess a language, we must decipher it in order to commence with investigation. In the Larbo system. Oh, look, the Larbo system. Who's down there? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. All right. Linda Scott Jr., you've been on the team for a long time, and you've got experience with space flora, as I recall, and fauna. I suppose it would be fauna, not flora. Atlantica needs jobs, and they're also starting to run out of amenities. They're kind of a burgeoning agra world. But you know what? We've been building everybody holo theaters. I'm okay with it. The people deserve entertainment. And humans love entertainment. It's why we're here. It's why I'm playing this game. It's why you are watching me play this game. At last, Plague on Salioto 3 has run its course. The Age of Prophets has come to an end, and a number of major religions are flourishing. With a renewed sense of meaning, the people have begun to rebuild. Hey! We gain a new insight technology. We gain a bunch of society research. Their civilization has shifted towards spiritualist. The fanatic spiritualist ethic is gained. So they become more spiritual. That doesn't surprise me. And also, I did note, we have 19 pops who've become spiritualist in our empire. Now, I have a suspicion that the Bodranitan protectors, the Holy Guardians, are kind of meddling with us a little bit. They're maybe proselytizing or sending psychic emanations or something to influence the United Earth colonies. And that's why, like, there's been a bit of a religious awakening amongst our people, led by one of our top scientists, no less, which is just very strange. But we're an egalitarian people, though. I like to think that we have room in our empire for those of faith just as much as those of more materialistic values and pursuits, the kind of pursuits we were founded on. So I'm not too freaked out by that, but
Special project complete.
old with defects, likely due to the vessel being a civilian transport. The shipboard databases were not fully scrubbed as part of the decommissioning process. So while nothing else of value was found aboard the Caravaneer ship, our data scientists have managed to recover partial references to unknown alien technologies. Ooh, standardized destroyer patterns. All right. While you're there, I mean, we can afford to build that research station, I think. Yeah, we're good. While you're there, take care of that.
System survey complete.
The Aldrin has completed its survey of the Castra system. Why do I have a feeling that this is another cluster that is completely hedged in? Head to the Rasselgethi system. All right, first things first. We can take yet another tradition. But what? But what? God, I'm almost tempted to hold on to it. So adaptability is pretty good. Pop housing usage goes down immediately upon taking it. And adopting all of the adaptability traditions grants planetary prospecting decision, which allows you to get additional resource deposit on your planet. That's pretty good. Enhanced recycling reduces upkeep for all strategic resources and all advanced buildings, which is also pretty good. Survival of the fittest makes your planets a little hardier if they're bombarded. Habitability plus 10 is pretty good. Adaptive ecology is pretty good. Appropriation is fine. I don't really resettle much. Hello, MJ Stevens. Welcome to Stellaris. That is a good question. What empire am I running? I'm currently running Custom Humans, the United Earth Colonies. We're pretty standard by human standards. We're an egalitarian, xenophile, materialist empire. We are eager explorers. That's how we started. We started without hyperspace technology, and the specific goal of this game was to rush to get a rare achievement, which was the Path Not Taken achievement, which requires you get 10 colonies before you get hyperspace travel. And we did it. We did it last episode, last stream. And now we're kind of just seeing how much further we can get at this point. We're also a beacon of liberty. We have the standard human traits. It just felt right to play humans as eager explorers. So that's kind of why we did it. We are in a large galaxy. We've explored quite a bit. We've secured quite a bit, and we've encountered no one, which is shocking because I did not set this to no other empires. I did set it to random, and I think the lowest number on the random may have been 5. So it's possible there's just very few other empires out there. We have not encountered anyone except for a fallen empire, marauders, who we've just encountered, the Caravanneers, and the Shroud Enclave. Oh, and the Curator Order. Actually, they're up here too. So this is a megastructure, an alien megastructure. There is a ruined interstellar assembly here. So yeah, that's where we're at. You're caught up. And we popped a new tradition, and I was just taking a look. I'm kind of tempted to go as adaptability. MJ Stevens says, I normally play as humans. I play as a custom UNE with the actual UN flag and Secretary General as the ruler title. I should have gone with... I have a Chancellor. I should have thought about going with Secretary General. I don't have a unique name list, though. I'm not that fancy. I'm drinking mead, by the way. It is delicious honeybuck mead from Fallen Timber Meadery. It is delicious. Highly recommend it. They do not sponsor me in any way. That is completely unsolicited. That's just me giving them free advertising. I don't have anybody sponsoring me. And why would they? So yeah, I was kind of looking at adaptability. Adaptability's gotten pretty good, actually, since the last couple patches. It used to be very forgettable, but now, like, even just the resource cost, the strategic resource cost for buildings being lower is pretty good. I like to take politics and diplomacy, but I haven't encountered anybody. So, like, what's the point of taking them right now if I haven't encountered anybody else where it's useful for me at the moment? I have a military junta human nation as well, which is my take on the Greater Terran Union mod from the good old Templin Institute. The Greater, and they could play Payback now and really like actually lean into that. They could redo their first series with the actual Payback origin. So, or for that matter, the Dark. Next time I play, I might Fear Dark. I haven't given that. And Cal, Alberta. I that they are fellow Albertans. Who runs it is. Your blocker store. We run have Minimar. Of course, auto spawn. In my multi shackles, and one of my friends, and it's actually a lot of fun. Governor level caps, additional housing, enforcers. I mean, we've had some stability issues because of our rapid colonization. Worker pop output is not bad. Edict fund, sorry, I'm clicking my tongue again. I'm trying to stop that. We're not religious, so I'm not... I mean, we've got some religious people in our empire, but we're not primarily religious, so I'm not really super interested in harmony. Mercantile wouldn't be bad. I mean... We're not a mega corporation, but trade is still good. Trade is still good. Tempting. I'm tempted to go mercantile. My biography for my GTU is a bit different than they have. Well, that makes sense. It's your take on it, right? So it's a branched history. It's an alternate timeline where history branched off at a different point. Subterfuge is better now because cloaking strength. You get a bonus to cloaking strength when you finish it. Evade chance is good. Tracking bonus is pretty good. Infiltration speed bonus is pretty good. Subterfuge got a bit of a boost in this last expansion. So your GTU is a little bit friendlier than the template institutes. Supremacy, of course, that's basically, this is fleets, this is star bases, to break it down. Supremacy is about building ships. Unyielding is about building star bases. MJ Stevens says, a massive global economy collapse happened in the late 21st century, causing perpetual and unprecedented turmoil. As the crisis worsened, the supranational, I almost said supernatural, not the supernatural government. Unless, I mean, psionics is a thing. They could be a supernatural government. But the supranational government of the United Nations ceded power out of fear and desperation to the military, which formed an emergency council to combat the turmoil, restore order, prevent the collapse of human civilization. The measures taken by the Council to prevent the collapse of civilization were brutal and at times cruel. However, amidst famine, poverty, and despair, humanity soldiered on, awakening a new sense of purpose, identity, and responsibility. When the Council restored global order, society placed its faith in the coalition. This emergency provisional government absorbed the UN government and reorganized it into a new order, the Greater Terran Union. I hope my reading did it justice. And then, of course, we can't get into our ascensions yet because we haven't researched that. I might go genetics. I'm leaning genetics at the moment. The petty conflicts and divisions that splintered humanity for millennia are now largely removed. Man's swords are united, their will tested, and now the galaxy is in their sights. Go forth, mankind, and conquer. I mean, supremacy is pretty obvious. We have raiders on our border. There's a fallen empire nearby. But we haven't encountered anybody else. This is another one where it's like politics, diplomacy, supremacy, all things I would normally take. But we just haven't encountered anybody else. So, I mean, maybe unyielding. We just turtle up. Although I haven't been building a lot of star bases either. I don't know, I'm really torn. Politics is useless until the galactic community gets founded. Diplomacy is not really useful. Maybe adaptability. Humans are adaptable. We're an adaptable people. We have the adaptable trait. Planetary prospecting is good. Enhanced recycling is good. You know what? I've talked myself into it. We're going to go with adaptability. We've still got 3 more, so we could still take... we could take genetics. We could still take the 2 political ones. We could still take supremacy. This is a weird time for me. We're in uncharted territory. Because one is not turtle enough for the Turtle Club. Oh yeah. Turtles all the way down. Alright, let's get back into it. Dr. Nakamura reporting an object that reflects our sensors has been located in the Peya asteroid field near SA 093-866. A visual observation has identified the object as polygonal in shape, rather. But due to lack of scanner data, little else is known. Dr. Nakamura, you are cleared to proceed with that. Also, I forgot to click on this, the broken gates. We find several open squares our scientists assume used to be marketplaces, though anything from back then has long since decayed to the point where it is impossible to make out what it might have been. Excuse me, it does not take long before we start finding unusual remains in this part of the dome too. They seem to have perished in much the same way as their poorer neighbors, and we find the dead strewn all over. Yet another brutal sight. 10 more minor artifacts gained.
Special project complete.
Once the ship drifting by TD-163 was towed out of the debris, we were able to send in an away team to investigate. They uncovered a murder scene. So many dead aliens. Where are the live aliens? Only one crew member has been found, a long-eared amphibian biped who appears to have been stabbed repeatedly. With its crew evidently dead, the ship is now up for grabs. It is fitted with very efficient thrusters, the structure and design of which are beyond us at present. The vessel is not armed, seemingly having been used as a transport for important personnel. Repurposing it into an exploration vessel would be a minor undertaking. However, if we deconstruct it and study the engines in greater detail, we may be able to apply its ingenious design to our own fleets. You know what? Tear it down, study those engines. We've got a lot of science ships already on the go. Pretty satisfied with that.
Complete.
The ISS Lopez B crew has recovered the reflective polygonal object near SA 093-866, bringing it on board for detailed study. The object's most intriguing quality is its ability to reflect most types of low-frequency energy beams directed toward it. High-frequency energy beams, however, remain unaffected, making the object's properties useless with regards to any potential fleet defense applications. Despite extensive examination, the Lopez research team has been unable to determine the function or origin of this particular polygon. It appears to be hollow, but its metalloid surface is engraved with some kind of scientific notation. Though the full meaning of this codified data eludes us, Hiyori Nakamura believes it relates to wormhole metrics. Our research team was able to glean some fascinating insights into wormhole theory by studying these notations. Whatever purpose this object was created for, however, remains a mystery. Bunch of physics research. Very nice. Anybody idle right now? Both the Klondike and the Yukon are idle. All right, we've secured this cluster. This cluster is completely locked off. This area is completely locked off. The prism is up here, but it's pacified. Crystals think we're more crystals. We're currently in the process of securing this area. I want that living metal real bad. Maybe it's time to send the Klondike down here and secure these systems. Because, I mean, there's rare crystals here. We can lock off this extra gateway. I don't know. I want those minor artifacts, though. Go grab those. All right. Yukon's down here still. We're going to set it up here, and we're finally going to lock off this area. Go grab the Poru system. Claim it! Signs of barbarism. Although their dwellings on habitable stations would suggest an advanced society, Envoy Lulama Gabadamosi, I still haven't figured out how to say that. I apologize if I'm mangling it. Is unsure whether we are indeed dealing with an intelligent life form. They seem unremittingly hostile, so much so that a stable society seems almost unthinkable. Even during our brief period of investigation, we have observed several displays of pure barbarism. They seem to have a language, but our linguists are still working on deciphering it so we can make sense of this display. Disturbing. We must be watchful. Keep at it, Lulama. You're one of our best and brightest. If anyone can crack this, it's you. Taking a look at our vast territory. Food's starting to dwindle a bit. We're doing good on consumer goods, energy credits. Our mineral production is holding steady. That's nice to see. Actually, you know what? I should come over here and grab the message in a bottle. Or get into the dacha system finally and figure out what's going on with these these space age primitives here. And their trinary system of nothing but Gaia worlds. Have we built those warforms yet? Yeah, they're going to take some time. You know what? We're going to... The second warform can wait. Let's get those assault armies built after that warform's done. Alien barracks. The silhouettes discernible from orbit were indeed buildings, and closer inspection revealed them to be of an obvious martial nature. While abandoned for some time, though very recently on a galactic timescale, Science Officer Veer Prasad believes that secrets of alien tactics may yet be exhumed from beneath the dust that covers the decaying barracks and looted armories. Probably later than the Cybrex, then. That would be the implication. Wonder who is there. Hard to say. Special project may be issued to study the remains.
Situation log updated.
Let's take a look at those alien barracks. We're not in a hurry, so by all means, do a detailed analysis. You're already a military theorist.
System survey complete.
Someone has completed a survey. It's the Lopez. Now, we've got energy clouds down in Larbo. We've got raiders up here. I don't know if this is a raider system or not. My guess is it's part of their cluster. So I think we're going to pull back. Let's commence a survey up this way. We'll get to this eventually. We don't need to hurry with this. We've locked it down, so.
Special project complete.
So, Science Officer Veer Prasad's thorough xeno-historical analysis of military Redor 7A has yielded a few tangible results. The base was constructed before the planet turned completely barren, but it is unclear if its current inhospitability is the result of armed conflict or some more peaceful or even natural process. What can be deduced of their strategies and tactics in armed conflict does not seem to have been far in advance of our own. On the upside, Prasad claims to have drawn much inspiration from the alien remnants. He's already a military theorist. MJ Stevens says, I try to be at least realistic in my view, and I was torn on going the route between a military junta and a citizen republic, where the military took control but understood that the democratic underpinnings were too strong to ignore a return to democracy, but have a more militaristic-based democracy. Do you have citizen service, then? A little bit of that Starship Troopers flavor in there with citizens needing to serve in the military before they gain full citizenship. There you go. Yeah. This is not, by any means, a vote in favor of citizen service necessarily. Just that it's fitting your theory. It's fitting your story that you're building.
System survey complete.
All right, the Copernicus is done in the Redor system. Citizen Republic, nationalistic zeal, meritocracy. Makes sense. Makes sense. Very Starship Troopers. Oh, you just need to find some bugs to shoot. Yeah, I said I was going to swing up this way. The Acrux system. Forgot to unpause. Or other aliens. Suffer not the Xeno
Construction
to
complete.
live. I do, because I'm obviously a xenophile. Eager explorers, we're looking for other life. And the irony is we haven't encountered any yet. Alright, the Klondike finished there. I mean, we should probably go grab the Rubricator planet. It's a relic world. It is a ways away, though. You know what? No, let's go and figure out what's going on in the Dasha system. That's going to be our next target. We can activate the Cybrex Warforge. It costs a heck of a lot of minerals that we can't afford right now. Give us a lot of alloys, though. And it exponentially increases. No, I don't think but it does increase. Every time you use it, it spits out more and more. It's nuts. I love it. We were pretty lucky, actually, to get the Cybrex, all things considered, because it's a free Broken Ring world. Haven't rushed to it because, I mean, we don't have the mega structural engineering to repair it at the moment anyway. Though we will get it when we get the secrets of the Cybrex, once we have enough minor artifacts. Living space debris. Envoy Wibke von Falkenstein is still working to confirm the hypothesis that the... I'm sorry, Wibke von Falkenstein. I see Linda Scott Jr. seems to have passed away. After a long service on our diplomatic envoy service, and apparently her former assistant, the deputy envoy, Wibke von Falkenstein, has taken over the project. Wibke von Falkenstein is a great name. Fantastic. Welcome to the envoy service, von Falkenstein. You're going places. It's still working to confirm the hypothesis that the irregularity we had designated as the Yod aliens is in fact a living organism. Well, it seems to be made up of a cluster of random stardust. It is demonstrably able to propel itself across the void and shows basic signs of independent agency. Our researchers are perplexed by the phenomenon and are working hard to verify the readings. It must be missing something. Wibke von Falkenstein. I'm so happy to have you as one of my envoys. Sorry, MJ Stevens, you were talking to me, but I was distracted by Wibke von Falkenstein. There's important stuff going on. I go the route of the very militaristic and egalitarian, so not necessarily Starship Troopers, more like Rome if they open the door to aliens coming in and possibly swearing loyalty to be Terran citizens. I mean, that makes sense. Got people talking to me. Wibke von Falkenstein. We've loaded up that first war form. So, cold hard potential. Dr. Reinhardt reporting our science officer has found an anomaly. Our science officer. It will require extensive probing, but could garner a substantial find. Check it out!
Construction complete.
Yippee-ki-yay. Encounter in Tram Bodon. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Tram Bodon system. For now, we've codenamed them the Z aliens until we can find out more about them. If they possess language, we must decipher it in order to establish communications. What have we here? A science ship! What is that, molluscoids? Life! We've encountered another alien civilization at long last. Oh, it's a good thing we grabbed the Poru system. Alright, we might have to cede this cluster, which is fine. We've got tons of territory that we haven't even done anything with yet. Let's make ourselves known. We can't send our best after to check it out because Wibke von Falkenstein is already at work. Lulama is, of course, checking out the barbarians. That means Yi Yang, you're up. You're about to make historic first contact. There's the movie life. Oh, wait, what? Didn't we already have one of these? Didn't somebody already throw an asteroid at Salieto? The small atmospheric lab on our observation post orbiting Salieto 3 has detected a Class 4 asteroid on an incoming trajectory. I'm positive we already dealt with an asteroid there. Unless action is taken, it will impact the planet's eastern hemisphere with enough force to cause an extinction-level event. Our mission of passive observation would typically prohibit us from intervening, but many of our scientists have argued for an exception in this case. To do nothing would mean to condemn the Zernian civilization on Salieto 3 to certain death. A difficult situation. Let's pause it. Hold on. Hold on. Salieto 3. It's the other. Okay, an asteroid's being thrown at the other planet. Because it was this planet the first time. Man, what a dangerous system to live in. All right. Cusina's Defenders, you're up. Get their ASAFP. I mean, we've technically made contact with extraterrestrials already. Because, I mean, we have encountered the Holy Guardians and whatnot, but not an actual other empire. This is... I was wondering if we were going to. Interior imaging of the Acrux 3 rather suggests massive underground caverns wait below the planet's surface. They may be worth investigating. Deep caverns, yes. Dr. Prasad, you're up. Fair enough. Cusina's Defenders on the go. I mean, that asteroid will take a while to get there, so we should have plenty of time. And the fleet is off. I kind of miss those jump drives now, because we could just jump in there. Teachings of Explorers. The Aldrin's crew is reporting that they found something spectacular on Razelgethi 3. On the surface lies traces of an explorative expedition of another civilization. Left behind are some well-preserved documents and artifacts. The proposed action by Chief Science Officer Eve Reinhardt is to send the text findings to our homeworld for translation. There's also the possibility to sell them off to a private investigator. Or a private investor, not a private investigator. Someone's on the tail of those aliens. He wants that information bad. I mean, we don't need that right now, do we? No, we're still good. All right, let's send it to our homeworld for research. It's only 5 months. Let's research that.
Construction complete.
We'll take a look. What do we got? The Tezekian raiders encountered, having decoded what counts as a language amongst them. Envoy Lulama Gabadamosi, it's a tough one, has identified the Sin aliens as a nomadic civilization known as the Tezekian Raiders. They occupy a large number of space stations in and around the Gady system that house the bulk of their massive numbers. Thanks for the follow, MJ Stevens. Welcome. The bulk of their massive numbers and crowded, squalid conditions, despite this, or perhaps because of it, they seem to have developed a strong martial culture. Life in the cold void has become second nature to them, and they are very adept at space warfare. There is no Tezekian central government to speak of. Instead, they are divided into several different factions that vie endlessly with one another for resources and respect. Given their large population and the shipbuilding capability of their stations, this constant infighting is the only thing keeping them from growing into a significant threat to galactic peace. Attempt to contact the Tezekian Raiders.
And they want to talk to
Outsiders. We are the Tezekians. Unlike the civilized star nations of the galaxy, we have no single master to lord over us. But I have been chosen to convey this message to you on behalf of all of the houses. Do not try to impose your soft and effete ways upon us. You may freely send your alien ships into Tezekian territory, but do not expect them to return. Our warriors will welcome the diversion, however. Transmit on this frequency only if you wish to offer tribute, or if you have need of mercenaries, as well as the means to pay for them. That voice sprang fully formed from the mouth of this beak. I looked at this thing and I was just like, that's how it talks. Kind of looks like a Skeksis. So we've got avian raiders up here. Did we figure out what their territory looks like? Nope. Oh, there we go. Okay, so these territories we can go and explore. Let's not jinx things, because we don't need a Great Khan to necessarily pop up right on our border. Now might be the time to start militarizing. So these territories are unclaimed by either the Fallen Empire or the Tazikians, so that's good to know. You know what? Having said that out loud... Oh no, I know you're talking about the Raiders. But I'm just saying, we don't necessarily want them to awaken in the mid-game right on. Let's get a Fleet Academy built. It now seems like an appropriate time. And let's get some ships built. That was too many ships. I double-clicked by accident. What's the Yukon doing? Let's get some mining stations going at Omicron Persei. We could use the mineral output. We're going to need more consumer goods at some point. Job situation on our colonies looks good. We got transport fleets coming along nice. Because we're definitely not going to need those transport fleets soon. He said. Wink.
Research complete.
Whoa, bunch of stuff popping off here at once. Okay. Clear signal found. Our sensors have detected a particularly clear repeating signal from the Z aliens. That seems to offer our linguists excellent material for codifying their language. They're optimistic that we will be able to make some significant progress on the back of this stroke of luck. Excellent. 2 insights. It's going to further that. We've researched atmospheric orbital mechanics. That gives us 0.25 of an envoy. Resources from orbital stations, bonus. Station upkeep, minus. Let's get some new research going. Hello, cold fusion power. I want my fusion, and I want it cold.
Anomaly found.
Dr. Eve Reinhardt reports inexplicable optical phenomena playing across Razalgethi 5A, clearly visible from space. Icelet. Check it out. What do we got? Void clouds. An investigation into the peculiar cluster of debris in space dust previously dubbed Yod aliens has yielded surprising results. It is a particulate cloud bristling with a powerful charge of unknown origin that has no business exhibiting simple reflexive actions, let alone movements with purpose, and yet it does. There is something undeniably ominous about the hazy subject of the relayed video feeds. Perhaps there are things in the universe we should not tangle with. Let us watch, but not interfere.
They can talk, and they want to talk to us.
That will give us the cloud study. That's only 10 months. I say we go for it. Cold fusion can wait a little bit.
Special project complete.
After many weeks of study, our expert linguists have unearthed the meaning behind the documents found on Razalgethi 3. The documents were philosophical ponderings by a famous scholar, only referred to as Talisa, the Teller of Tales. Ta-ta-ta! Her teachings have provided us with much insight into how to better gain political results via applying different states of mind and use larger scale questions as a focus for reform. Philosophical Mindset Empire Edict. Interesting. Hello! Engel Huega. Juega? Welcome to Stellaris. First contact. What do we got? I totally derailed my own train of thought. Edicts. We got a new edict. What do we have active right now? Anyway, we've got research subsidies going. Recycling campaigns, because I do not hablas español, sorry. English and the tiniest bit of French. My apologies. We got recycling campaigns because we're so wasteful. We're so wasteful. So philosophical mindset, it does cost unity. Leader size pool +1 and a big boost to research speed. The answer to the purpose of the cosmos lies outside of us, but that does not make us less inclined to find it. We must strive for unity in order to reach the answers at the root of all things. Deep. How many nanites do I have? We could do this for 400 months. That's tempting. Maybe for a little down the road. One sec. All right. Let's go with. Let's go with.
Research complete.
You know what? I'm a little worried that the fleet's not going to get there in time. I'm starting to get worried. Gene modification. Gene tailoring. Making gene editing tools widely available is sure to have positive impact on our development as a species. Ooh. Alien topography. Max districts on non-artificial planets only. Wow. That's good. But that's not going anywhere. Arcane deciphering is here now. And I want it. Shambhala. You have a job deficit. We're good on amenities now. People are much happier. I think we've dealt with a lot of the stability issues. Let's get a generator district going again. Some more power going there. Science Officer Eve Reinhardt reports that the luminous waves coursing through the ice that blankets Razalgethi 5A are of alien origin. Some ancient battle has deposited scattered wreckage from an alien fighter on the frozen planet, and only the exposed core of its main weapons remain intact. It seems this alien race used lasers somewhat more advanced than the ones currently in use by human fleets, and the fizzling inerts periodically discharge low-powered lasers into the ice of Razalgethi 5A. The planet's harsh climate prevents the lasers from actually melting the ice, allowing the chilly matrix to act as a brilliant prism. We could use
research complete.
Just got us some blue lasers for free. The inquiry into the unidentified spacecraft observed in Tram Bodon continues, but insufficient data has been collected to make an informed hypothesis as to the exact origin of the vessel. Since we are likely dealing with a representative of a previously unknown alien civilization, efforts should be made to intercept their communications and begin a comprehensive analysis of their language. Keep it up. Keep it up. All right, we can start gene tailoring our species. Obviously, we've got the social pheromones because we opened the alien box. Do we want to tamper? Do we want to play God with ourselves? Yes, we do. We want to get rid of the wasteful trait. We've been dealing with consumer good deficits, and I think the time has come to remove our wasteful nature. You know what? No. We'll hold off. We'll hold off until we can actually add something to, not just take something away.
System survey
Estimated
complete.
arrival time is another 200 days. Oh boy.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
We have another job deficit situation here on Port Dogstar. I'm inclined to build some civilian industries here. Ooh, gas extraction wells. Because they have the party fever and the spore vents. They are full of just mushroom gas that's making them all crazy. I forgot about that. Yeah, let's build a gas extraction well. No, that'll be next. Their amenity situation needs to be dealt with. They don't have holo theaters yet. Give the people the entertainment they crave. First things first.
Construction complete.
The third layer. When the gate into the third layer finally opens, our scientists, curious about what they will find, fled into what is soon identified as a yet wealthier region of the Old Dome. At this point, we can make confident assumptions about what to expect from this city. Shortly after we enter the lair, one of our people suddenly turns around and savagely attacks a colleague. The victim is already dead on the ground by the time the unexpected assailant is restrained. In the aftermath, we are completely unable to get anything sensible out of the crazed scientist and get no better understanding of what happened to them. This layer is significantly smaller than either of the previous two, and it is most likely the final one before we reach the center of the dome. Only one gate remains. Our scientists stand ready to check the final layer. Something drove one of our scientists mad. Troubling. We need more jobs on this agri world too, so let's build more food production, because that's actually starting to dwindle a bit. We got a bunch of people who are currently sitting idle. Let's continue your survey into the Sojema system. The Klondike shall build an observation post. The Yukon. Ooh, that was 600 points worth of observation posts. Let's hold on. Stop. Let's start with an observation post and go from there. Should probably do Beta Corvii next. What do we got over here? We got an ocean world. Size 16 ocean world with strong magnetic field. Pretty good for food production. Finding an awful lot of ocean worlds. Like 5 of our colonies are ocean planets. 1 tropical planet, 1 Gaia world, which I'm shocked is not one of the holy worlds from the Holy Guardians, because it's within spitting distance of them. And we've got that relic world down there too. I do want that rubricator. I don't want to venture too far. Our engineering research is pretty low, actually, so let's scoop up that, and then we'll maybe head over to the Scotica system next.
Anomaly found.
We still got a lot of minerals. A promising moon. One of the small moonlets orbiting this gas giant has been identified as a promising mining site. A more thorough survey will have to be conducted to determine whether a mining operation would be feasible or not. Dr. Nakamura, you have our blessing to proceed. What has completed construction? Was it the shipyard? So we've built 7 new ships. That's a good start. Let's get some more going. 1, 2, 3. Or 7 fleet power worth of new ships, I should say. The transport fleet is currently getting ready. We've got that other war form under construction. Because if we can build a giant Gundam robot, a Warhammer 40k Titan, and send it after our enemies, we're going to stomp on their cities with giant robots. For peace, obviously. We're not warmongers. But, you know, humanity does need to protect itself. Living metal lakes! Investigation of the caverns below the surface of Acrux 3 revealed them to be filled with a silvery liquid metal that flows from cavern to cavern in gleaming rivers, pooling into underground lakes. More surprising still is the discovery that this metal substance shares many key properties with organic life forms, including responding to environmental stimulus and exhibiting self-sustaining processes. It remains to be seen whether this exceptional metal should be classified as truly alive, but it may have several practical applications for our engineering technology. Another 25% on living metal, a third living metal deposit. What is happening? We've got the first one that we found up here on Runa, and then we've already locked down one on Haldana and in Acrux. We're going to be swimming in living metal. Absolutely amazing. A more detailed scan of one of the many natural satellites orbiting the gas giant Fridar 6 has revealed a deposit of precious metals and minerals that was overlooked in the initial survey. Although the moon is very small, it has a stable orbit around its primary and appears tectonically stable. Cool. Fridar's up this way. We're checking out
Special project complete.
The void clouds are, as far as human researchers can tell, among the oldest entities in the universe. They seem to have originated just a scant few billion years after matter as we know it first appeared, the tremendous forces of the young cosmos making something out of nothing. They would have been stars once, but were not. Explaining their apparent animal intelligence is more difficult, but the answer might lie in the abnormally strong electromagnetic fields that keep them together, another product of their primordial beginnings. It is not inconceivable that, given enough time, the circulation of its strange stardust and gravitic fields aligned in a flexible approximation of neural pathways. Moreover, the clouds seem to be receiving impulses from one another, if not outright communicating light years apart. Quantum entanglement is suspected to play a role in this phenomenon. Humbling. Give ourselves a little boost to our physics research with the void loops. What's playing? Oh boy, I'm legit concerned. Oh man, we're not going to make it. Ooh, we're just too far away. We need to, you know what? We need to build a spaceport out this way. We built an observation post around Dacha 2 to study its inhabitants, only to realize the Habintes, are the ones studying us. They are fully aware of the existence of other alien species and have quickly noticed the existence of our scientists and drones. Our previous activity in the solar system must have alerted the Habinti unified worlds of our presence. Keeping our existence hidden is meaningless at this point. Acknowledged. The Habinti unified worlds. Oh, is this how you communicate? We have been watching you ever since you entered through the hyperlane, but couldn't figure it out. Isn't it dangerous to travel in those metal boxes? It seems like we could learn a lot from each other, so if that is your intention, feel free to stay. If you wish to claim our home, be aware that we are not helpless. Well, greetings friends, greetings comrades, or we are more alike than you realize. I mean, we're explorers. I think the implication here is that they are also explorers. You know what? Greetings, comrades. The news that we have made formal contact with an intelligent yet undeveloped civilization is spreading like wildfire throughout the United Earth colonies. Our citizens are fascinated by these beings, and the media is full of reports and speculation as to their culture and society. The confirmation that there are non-spacefaring aliens within our galaxy who may have never even considered exploring beyond their own planet has largely been greeted with celebration on Earth. Our level of technology is far ahead of theirs. They have not yet developed spaceflight. Despite this, we can probably still learn much by studying them. How fascinating. We are receiving a transmission from the Tesh Directorate. They appear to have successfully translated our language. Diplomatic channels are now open, and all hostilities between us have ceased for the moment. Greetings. I have been chosen by Director General Reglor to represent the Tesh Directorate in all diplomatic dealings with your people. We strive to unlock the full potential of technology, and you would do well not to interfere with our pursuit of knowledge. I believe we have much to gain from this encounter with the Tesh. First contact process with the Z aliens has been aborted because they have established community. They beat us to the first contact, is what that means. We've encountered the Tesh. Oh, they're way down here. They've explored quite far. But so have we. Well, let us... Yi Yang, you made contact with them. You're already on speaking terms, so let's have you go and establish formal communications, formal diplomatic communications with the Tesh. The Tesh are, of course, molluscoids, slug-like beings with fine manipulators, which give them the ability to use and handle high technology. They are highly materialistic and pacifists. They abhor violence if they can help it. So a science-minded but largely pacifistic people. So we don't have to worry about much in the way of a threat from the Tesh. So we can now build these other observation posts because they were like, yeah, you can stick around and take a look. The observation posts in this system, the implication would be, are more like almost like a cultural exchange station. Then I like that. So I was just saying, like, it's taking our fleet forever to get to the Saliato system, and I'm very concerned that Kuzina's defenders are not going to make it. Or they're going to be cutting it real close. So maybe we need to consider... Maybe in the Ken Hajal system, where we have 2 colonies, Kraken and Shambhala, maybe we need to consider creating a military outpost over here. Because our hyperlane density has been turned down a bit, so that there's more like clusters and choke points. I like having like just slightly less hyperlane density. Makes the galaxy a little more tactical. There's a Gaia world here. What? Size 21 Gaia world. Did I know about this? Why didn't anybody tell me about this? But because of that hyperlane density issue, that's like our empire is kind of divided here, and we no longer have jump drives, so it's not as easy to just kind of like leap over. We actually have to follow the hyperlanes now. Oh boy, we're cutting it close. I don't like it. The Tesh have closed their borders. I'm okay with that for now, partly because I just don't want them to come through my borders. Now the question is, how far does their empire reach? I'd love to establish an embassy, but their acceptance is pretty low at the moment. They're suspicious of us, but I mean, overall, part of the problem is probably just our closed borders with one another.
Construction complete.
The mining core. They spread their terrible little metal wings, descended on a hapless system that I want. I want it. Said we'd go and grab that. The pre-FTLs of Dasha are somehow more adept with hyperlane theory than we are. Every one of their worlds are linked to each other through an artificial hyperlane network. These lanes are used to transport necessary resources like food or building materials to their other worlds, just using planet-bound trains, and we have no idea how they did it. A request for more scientists to study these worlds has been approved, though judging by the activity at their planetary listening posts, we are not the only ones looking at aliens. I mean, we know that they know that we're here.
Battle commenced.
Oh, thank God, we made it. Okay. Oh boy, are we cutting it close.
System survey complete. System survey complete.
Oh. Whew. The asteroid that was headed towards Salieto 3 has been destroyed before it could reach the planet's surface. What fragments reached the atmosphere burned up safely before they could cause harm. Aside from having witnessed what must have been a spectacular meteor shower, the pre-FTL aliens of the Cernian civilization have no idea how close to extinction they came. Alright, let's get out of here before they get any more suspicious of us. Oh, we built that second war form. Excellent. We actually want to upgrade the fleet, so let's head them back. We're going to have them link up with this supplemental fleet. All right, we got a couple people on the go here. We got the Copernicus ready to go. I'd actually like to head directly to the Beta Corvi system next. We'll come back and do Nikor. I want to grab these systems. The Lopez is done as well. You know what? Let's check out the Prism system.
Ships upgraded.
The Kiesel system. The ISS Lopez B reports a significant crystalline presence in the Kiesel system, evidently some kind of den or at least a hub of crystalline activity, such as it is. Kiesel is home to a crystal construct unlike any previously encountered. This construct exhibits several properties associated with the crystalline entities, but greatly exaggerated. Indeed. We did see it when our ship was initially nearby, but the crystalline prism is here, a giant crystalline entity. But crystals think we're crystals, so we can go and safely examine them, and they're not going to bother us. They're just going to be like, so. We're going to want to split this into two at some juncture. We haven't gotten the go-ahead for that yet. What do we got? We've got New Troy, needs some jobs. You guys could use your holo theaters at long last. New Canada needs some jobs. New Canada could use another building. But New Canada is primarily an industrial world, so we'll get more industrial going on there. We are dealing with an energy deficit. Fascinating. How do we deal with our energy deficit? Well, we stopped building stuff for the time being, but I guess we also do this. There's already 2 jobs here. And we could get 2 more workers going there. We're just going to have to ride it for a moment.
Anomaly found.
Sensors report a number of possible points of interest within the dense debris field surrounding X12-487. Check it out. Where could we get that energy deficit fixed? We must have an untapped energy source. The Amal system. Building too many. Part of the problem is we're building too many observation posts here in the Dacia system right now. Now I'm not certain if we should tap their stuff because they're kind of like using it. We've got 2 in the Eurydice system we could grab. 4 in Shinagawa, which we could go and claim. Let's start here in the Eurydice system. We need to get some energy production going here.
System survey complete.
So floating on the outskirts of the debris field around X12-847 is the pitiful form of a crumpled up science vessel of unidentifiable origin. The presence of bite marks and digestive fluids on the hull suggest it was chewed up, then regurgitated by a large predator. Oh dear. Ironically, the ship's crew were on a culinary odyssey of their own in search of new exotic delicacies when they themselves ended up on the menu. That is ironic. They had rated a staggering number of life forms on everything from nutritional content to chewiness. Among their top picks were the Tesh, awkward for their juicy, sesame and spicy temperament. We have earned a mediocre placement at the bottom of the list thanks to the stringiness of our flesh and the lackluster quarry we make. Some like to play with their food. Looks like they finally met their match. Oh, the galaxy's most delicious aliens. We would have gotten contact with the Tesh. Whom are getting pretty happy with us for the most part. we're going to continue working on relations with them. I'd like to be on friendlier relations with them. The Yukon. I'm not going to build that science station. We need to get our energy sorted out. Is there a significant source of it? Well, I mean, we want the Haldenas system. All right, go and grab it. What's the Lopez up to? Whoa, 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 whoa. Harsh environments are known to propel adaptive evolution, and the frigid biosphere of Beta Corvi 3 is no exception. Scientist Veer Prasad has taken a special interest in one of the reptilian creatures that skitter across the planet's icy face. With a push in the right direction, they may even achieve sentience. We have that knowledge. We do, in fact, know how to uplift. Carnival protesters. Protests are springing up across Kraken. These large and colorful assemblies have gathered in support of singularly frivolous issues, from the right to hold public dances inside financial institutions to which colors should be painted onto our defense platforms. The protests are not violent, but they are noisy. Some of the civic services on Kraken have been placed under strain by the disruption. The same cannot be said for the general public, however, who, rather than being inconvenienced, seem instead to be enjoying the quirky demonstrations. Interesting. We should get to the bottom of this. Ooh, Atlantica's ready for an upgrade. So the reassembled ship shelter being upgraded into a proper planetary administration. The Manifesti. Protests on Kraken have ceased almost as suddenly as they began. Rumors about their origins abound, but many whispers speak of a group called the Manifesti. This enigmatic collective seems to have been responsible for a number of provocative art projects in recent years. Their subject matter every bit as spurious as the issues we're seeing protested on Kraken. Well, no, we'll let the players have their fun.
System survey complete.
We're an egalitarian people. We're open-minded. There is a significant amount of debris in orbit around this gas giant, says Eve Reinhardt. Most of it appears to come from long-lost starships of various configurations. You may research the space debris. I approve of this research. Earth. Earth has jobs deficits. We could upgrade the research lab. We do have an abundance of exotic gases. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to get our research bolstered. Speaking of research, the ability to alter a planet's weather patterns to suppress destructive weather phenomena will make residential buildings easier to maintain and open up new areas for habitation. Weather control systems get... Oh, cruisers. Where are we on this? 310 months still. Still a huge undertaking to get living metal. Standardized destroyer patterns are basically just right there, but I mean, we want cruisers. We've got barbarians. We got raiders, I should say. Barbarians is unkind. We've got the Tazikian raiders up north. Yeah, that's maybe another reason to get another starbase built over here. Because then it's much faster to get up to these regions. So yeah, I think I've talked myself into it. We have 3 of 7 star bases on the go anyway. It's time. Ken Hajal Station. You're getting an upgrade. The trail of Sojima 6 has pulled in a massive amount of space debris, which has formed a dense layer around parts of this gas giant. Most of it appears to be wreckage from a series of space battles fought in the system several millennia ago. The Cybrex was, what, 600,000? So that might predate the Cybrex. Scavengers have already scoured the debris of valuable technologies and artifacts, but a mining station should be able to recycle the metal. Interesting. Could be First League stuff. We have caught a whiff of First League stuff. Hard to say. All right, the Aldrin is idle now, so we'll just continue your survey down this way. The Lopez is idle. We'll have you continue your survey up this way. I'd love to learn more about the Tesh. They're amenable to proposing subjugation, but not to establishing an embassy. We're already improving relations. They're still suspicious of us. That might be because of the closed borders, though. They have an ideological casus belli on us. We're materialists. We're not militarists. Curious about that. Very curious.
System survey complete.
Because again, we're very decidedly not. You know what? The Tesh were exploring up here. I want to see what they were looking at. The broken gates. As soon as the final gate opens up, waves of intense psionic energy wash upon our scientists. Most of them collapse in apparent agony, leaving only a few to make their way into the actual layer itself. It seems to be a large temple with a massive dais or altar in the middle of it. All across the walls, there are huge diagrams of different star systems, and a repeated one seems to center on Eurydice itself. Making their way closer to the middle, the few scientists that remain find that it is, in fact, an imposing machine fashioned in the form of an old altar. Let us tinker with the machine and see what we can find. I don't like the sound of this. As they start tinkering with the machine, they are suddenly beset by a shared auditory hallucination, a screaming command by something to be unearthed, unshackled. Visions of a creature ripping apart the Eurydice system plays over and over in their heads. As the creature's demands grow shriller, several of the scientists fall unconscious, unable to deal with the unabating torrents of psychic pain that racks their bodies. Rip the machine apart before it can cause any more harm, gain a bunch of engineering research, or let it out, releasing an eldritch horror. In the Eurydice system, the event incoming transmission happens in 10 days, changes hostility to neutral. Oh boy. Do we unleash the eldritch horror? In the Eurydice system. I mean, it's in our space. We're not wiping out any civilizations or anything by doing it. Oh boy. So the person in me who has played Stellaris before is like, let out the eldritch horror. But the role player in me right now is like, would the United Earth colonies let out the eldritch horror, or would they do what I would perceive them to believe to be the more heroic thing, which is rip the machine apart before it can cause further harm, thus trapping the Elder One? Gaining, I mean, consolation prize, a huge schwack of engineering research. You know what? I feel like I have to go with the role play on this one. It is more in character for my people, for the humans of the United Earth colonies, to not let out the eldritch horror, right? Like, this is clearly dangerous technology. There's something has been imprisoned for good reason, one would assume. Especially if it is ripping apart the Eurydice system. In the vision. Like, that seems like a bad thing. Oh. I'm torn because on the one hand, again, if I wasn't role-playing, I'd say absolutely let out the Eldritch Horror. But you know what? I don't know that I've ever actually not released the Eldritch Horror. So that in itself is probably a good motivation to actually do the other thing this time. So we'll rip apart the machine before it can cause further harm. There's innocent space amoeboids there. The Sojourner, fortunately, Dr. Collins has survived this incident. Hopefully no worse for wear. Oh, you know what? We have enough of at long last. Our scientists have begun a special project to study the deeper secrets of the precursors. Excellent. What's that looking like? Secrets of the Cybrex will take 60 months. We'll sit on it for a bit. We don't necessarily need it today. I'd like to get you into another dig ASAP. Got the strange asteroid up here in the Yamal system. Maybe we grab that next. Where's the Klondike? Right, we're dealing with our energy issue. It seems like we mostly fixed it. You know what? Yeah, I want this more. And we'll have you follow up that way. Yeah, pretty happy with that.
Research complete.
All right, arcane deciphering, various artifacts and technologies functioning by arcane means that cannot be understood or replicated, at least not by conventional science as it is known to us. Check out some new research. What time is it? It is 11. We've been going about 2 hours. 11 local time. I want that alien topography. You know what? I think that's what we're going to grab next. We'll go at least another half hour, and then we'll see where we're at. Because I'm starting to feel a little tired. It would make it one of my shorter videos, but. So, we could grab engineered evolution at this point because we do have access to genetics. And I was thinking we'd gain gene seed purification, be able to make our own Adeptes Astartes. And I was leaning on going down the evolutionary path, so that's tempting. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to lock that in. I've decided. We're going to go down genetics. We'll get gene modification points from both starting and completing genetics. We can eventually add bad traits to people if we want. We can do clone vats to create organic pop assembly. We can do species modification for cheaper. Advanced species modification. We can also create our own hive mind if we want. And we can also get additional trait picks and alter appearance as well. So, yeah, we'll go down genetics this time. I'm feeling like a genetic build. We won't start with genetics yet because we want that. Oh, we're going to uplift some of these creatures, too. We're absolutely going to uplift these guys. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to do some uplifting. Once they're in our space. We'll get there. Anyway, where are we? Right, we're sending those guys up there to collect the Amal system. A subversive dialect has taken root within our art centers and educational institutions. Its origins lie in another project penned by the Manifesti. Linguists note that the so-called uslurp speak has words relating to our economy being replaced with expressive grunts. More worryingly, its many and colorful insults all seem to derive from the names of prominent military figures. This has drawn formal complaints from the individuals' families. Keep an eye on it for now. Speaking of which, where are the defenders? There they are. Kenhijal Station's almost built. We're going to build a second fleet out there.
Anomaly found.
Eventually. The toxic and lifeless world appears to have once been inhabited by a moderately advanced pre-space civilization. The ruins of their cities are still strewn across the surface. Dr. Reinhardt, you are cleared to research.
Anomaly found.
Dr. Prasad reports RLS 728 is home to a number of exquisite impact craters. However, something breaks the visual uniformity of one of the larger craters. Check it out.
Construction complete.
Let's get those mining stations up and running. Our factory world on Aurelia. There's evidence that in the current climate of Euphlatus 3b is the cause of the runaway greenhouse effect triggered by massive amounts of pollution. The oceans have boiled away and the moon is permanently enclosed in a dense cloud layer due to thick atmosphere. Scattered ruins from the indigenous civilization can still be found on the surface, suggesting an overpopulated culture that perished in the mid to late stages of an industrial age. What a waste. Yeah, I said I was getting tired.
Complete. Ships upgraded.
Abandoned thrusting. At the center of a particularly large crater on RLS 728 lies a cluster of metal shapes, doubtlessly of alien origin. Science officer Veer Prasad is convinced they are massive planetoid mountable propulsion devices intended to push RLS 728 from its orbit for purposes and destinations unknown. The ISS Copernicus is on standby, its crew ready to begin disassembly and analysis of the alleged propulsion systems with the hopes of improving our own thruster technology.
Research complete.
Free ion thrusters. Wow. I love it. You need jobs, and I need power. Not going to say no to some free ion thrusters. The Manifesti have unveiled their most public exhibition to date. A new and extremely popular interactive experience on Port Dogstar invites visitors to manipulate reflections and images of themselves and to create distorted collages of political figures. Some from other galactic empires. Critics herald these pieces as casting a necessary and harsh light upon our sense of self. The exhibition has also inspired a number of other satirical works, both on domestic issues and on pan-species relations. Debate amongst our social researchers is lively. More conservative voices urge caution. I mean, we get a nice monthly society research from that.
System survey complete.
I'll take a bonus to monthly society research any day. All right. We're going to preemptively build this up to a starhold. We're going to build a shipyard here. We're going to build a trade hub here. We're going to build crew quarters here.
Research complete.
Got a cold fusion reactor going. Trinary computing. Different societies have developed alternative solutions for their logistics and computing. These alien ways of thinking have made it easier for us to adapt to foreign empire structures, giving operation speed and difficulty bonuses. Fascinating. I would like... Sorry, I'm clicking my tongue. I'd like subspace sensors, but I'm going to go with applied quantum physics right now, I think. San Fernando also has Need for jobs. You are a straight mining world. You will continue to be a straight mining world.
Anomaly found.
Dr. Nakamura, who must be getting quite old. Preliminary scans of M4 LF4 indicate that a heavily armed vessel is in orbit of the asteroid. It would be wise to proceed with caution. Yes, proceed with caution. Oh, a wormhole. Ooh, for the past 42 years and 3 days, researchers on Earth have eagerly anticipated the mysterious atomic clock of prodigious precision found in Hestimer 1. Now, several decades worth of heated speculation and conjecture have evaporated in an instant, along with most of Hestimer 3A. As the clock reached its momentous deadline, it transmitted a signal to a receiver on Hestimer 3A, triggering a thermonuclear explosion of such devastating power it laid waste to the entire planet. While our scientists conjecture as to the reason behind this carefully timed act of annihilation, the atomic clock continues to tick, undisturbed by the desolation below. Unfortunate. Well, you win some, you lose some. There's a relic world here. In the Julau system. Also a tropical and alpine world. Oh, we're heading to the Julau system next. I want to know what's going on there. Nefri's Pride. The armed vessel discovered in orbit of M4 LF4 is an abandoned military spacecraft called Nefri's Pride. Its light frame and evasion hardware suggest it was built for long-distance patrol missions, but it has since been retrofitted into a long-range stealth bomber. Records of the ship's comms reveal it was hijacked by a rebel guerrilla on its way to perform a strike against a secret complex called the Zivan Labs, said to hold a weapon so powerful it could win them the war when they were shot down. We have extracted the ship's destination from its navigational drive. Send a science crew to the lab, or we have no need of such a weapon. You know what? We're starting to encounter dangerous people in this galaxy. We're not militarists, but we are materialists, and if there's a lab to be researched, we shall research the lab. Where is the Zavon lab? Oh, Onunaria. We missed it originally, apparently. The Copernicus. What were the Tesh so interested in over there? The Sojourner needs a hot minute, so let's divert back down here. Check out the Zavon Labs. Rise of the Manifestists. Rumors abound that a new faction may be formed inspired by so-called manifestism. Its proponents speak of contradictory and bizarre causes, such as free movement of rivers and greater personal autonomy for munitions. Existing factions complain that their own events are being disrupted by these manifestists, whose spurious queries are interfering with acts of everyday governance. Okay, things have started to get out of control. We must root out these time wasters. New faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscape of the United Earth colonies, led by scientists Joaquin Garcia. They call themselves the Manifesti Palette. Their members have sparked colorful protests on various anarchic issues demanding a more expressive and egalitarian society. So they want... Technology research should be entrusted only to a visionary council of carefree roamers. Keep consumer good production in deficit, keeping our citizens free of what they call the ready-made scourge. No. 51 pops are in the Manifesti palette. No, I don't want chaos reigning.
Ships upgraded.
We're a serious solar empire. Yes, High Curator DeGuth, we would like to purchase this service. Thank you. What's the Lopez up to? The Lopez wants to check out this relic world. Go to the Julao system.
Construction complete.
Excellent. Where to next? We definitely have enough to claim another. I think we're going to claim the Beta Corvi system. That test ship wandered quite far from its home.
Ship's upgraded.
There is decaying machinery covering Julao 3, originally constructed a staggering 70,000 years ago. The fate of the alien engineers who built it is unclear as they no longer inhabit the planet. Their machinery spanned the majority of the surface of the planet, crisscrossing mountains and oceans alike, and even extends far below the planet's surface in a vast network of underground facilities. It has been constructed using identical materials and serial codes, suggesting a single institution created the entire network. From the long overgrown agricultural sectors to the collapsed energy generation and transformation systems and extensive communication arrays, all of the industrial and entertainment needs of this planet's lost inhabitants were met by this one supermachine. Now, remarkably, some of these mechanical sectors are still functional, sending and receiving local signals, lighting up long, rotted ghost towns, and watering great swaths of what must have once been agricultural land. Deep scans of the planet's crust suggest the sprawling machine's control center is located underground. We will have to excavate it if we wish to reach it. As for the strange organic tissue covering most of the planet's spanning machinery, our scientist team thus far remains baffled by its nature and its purpose. Planetary Machinery Archaeological Site is formed.
System survey complete.
The Copernicus has completed not much in the Trambodon system, actually. Perfect. You've completed that, so we can build some mining stations there. Our energy deficit has been dealt with. All right. Our suppressing the manifesti has started to cause pops to
System survey complete.
begin to wander away from it. That's good, as far as I'm concerned. Sure, check out the Zoldior system. Still don't have much on the Tesh. It might, all right. I think the time has come. Lulama, you've got a new job. I want you to gather some intel on the Tesh. It's not that I don't trust them, it's just... While we're dealing with relations, see if you can gather some intel on them. We received our first clandestine report from Spymaster Lulama Gabadamosi inside the Tesh Directorate. This marks the establishment of our first spy network within Xeno territory. Whenever they make a move, we stand a better chance of it playing
Construction
right into
complete.
our hands. It's not that I don't trust the Tesh. They are pacifists. But I want to know more about, like, their borders. I want to know where they are. Like, I know where their homeworld is, way out on the rim. I don't know anything else. That bothers me. I'd like to know where I stand with them.
Research complete.
All right. Civilizations flourish in locations that promotes growth, and by analyzing where the majority of pre-FTL settlements thrive, we can gain more out of our own colonies. Beautiful. Ooh, colonial centralization. Gene seed purification is now available. It's 61 months, though. We don't need our Space Marines yet. We're going to work on colonial centralization first. Space Marines, that's down the road.
Anomaly found.
The material composition of this asteroid differs significantly from its neighbors. It likely has a different origin than the other bodies of this asteroid belt and should be investigated more closely. Yes, Dr. Reinhardt, by all means, proceed. Greetings, friends. It has been some time. Firstly, I want to apologize for all the effort you put into looking for me. My disappearance on Yerbo 1 was entirely intentional. The pre-FTLs here have come to see me as something of a god. And why shouldn't they? After much deliberation, I have decided to bring true civilization to these pre-FTLs. What's gotten into you? I was tired of short-sighted ethical constraints, tired of the ridicule I suffered at the hands of my peers. Most of all, I was tired of passive observation. What nonsense! It is our duty to interfere with pre-FTL's cultures, to guide and shape them along the path of our choosing. Observing quietly from the sidelines is just a shameful way of skirting responsibility. You will report for immediate extradition. It's too late for that, I'm afraid. I'm done taking orders from those beneath my station. My intellect was at your disposal, but you chose to squander it. Here I am treated with the respect I deserve. This is my home now. With my knowledge and the technical schematics I brought with me, I will jumpstart this culture and usher in a golden age. You're insane. On the contrary, I've never been more lucid. The death of the United Earth colonies is inevitable. You'd have to be blind not to see the signs. Oh, it may take anything from a decade to a century, but your downfall will come. After you have finished destroying yourselves with inaction, the galaxy will belong to vibrant young cultures, such as the one I am in the process of building. There's little more to say. I bid you farewell. Well, now we know what happened to that scientist in the Yerba system. Way up yonder. Now then. Two Titanic robots and a force of humans are at my disposal. But do go on. Do go on about your plans for the people of Yerba. Tell me more. Our monthly gain of consumer goods is starting to go down. You need holo theaters on Kraken. So we're just going to preemptively send both of these transport fleets up to the Yerba system for no particular reason. Although it is difficult to accept, all indications point toward asteroid 409F32X being coprolite, a piece of fossilized feces from some kind of massive life form. Maybe the life form that chowed down on those explorers who were foodies. Hard to say. This could be the remains of the foodies. Just saying. It appears to be almost 1 billion years old, and much of the fossil's original organic composition has been replaced by mineral deposits. Our scientists are baffled as to what kind of creature could have produced a thing like this.
System survey complete.
Remarkable. All right. We got anything else on the test yet? Plentiful fossils. Julau 2A has 2 archaeological digs. We might want to secure that cluster. Appears to be a standard habitable planet, but on closer inspection, our research team has spotted large deposits of fossils in seemingly well-preserved conditions. Interestingly, larger clusters contain multiple specimens on the same layer, indicating they either died at the same time or were placed there intentionally. Examination of these remains gives us the opportunity to better understand the evolutionary process of the species inhabiting this planet. Now we could build bases up to Trambodon and effectively completely lock off this area as well. And there's another black hole there, and you can't have a matter decompressor if you don't have matter to decompress. Oof, the Julau system is valuable. 2 digs, a wormhole. Oh, Dr. Nakamura has died. Well, it was bound to happen eventually. She was in her 80s or 90s. Oh, I don't like any of this. I mean, at least you're cheap. We'll do one more. Game's not doing me any favors. Okay, sorry, Gavin Palmer, Wei Zhu, you were both brought in. You were both brought in for some interviews, but in the end, we've decided to go with N. Kong. Dr. Kong, you're up. Ooh, got a breakthrough coming. Pre-sapient species found on a reptilian species found on Zoldior 3 exhibits unusual intelligence. Throughout the planet's dry and rocky landscape, these creatures have evolved to dominate their environment. Tests by scientist Steve Reinhardt on the Aldrin show that their evolution can be accelerated with the application of the right technology. We do have that technology. Also, at least one form of life flourishes on Asterion 4A. Veer Prasad reporting that another reptilian creature. Just reptiles, just pre-sapient reptiles everywhere. Exhibit impressive collective decision-making skills, and that outside stimulus may spur them to even greater evolutionary heights.
System survey complete.
We do have the power to uplift. We have not used it yet. Observing the massive asteroid 2195-63089, we have found something. Further investigation is warranted. That something deserves something. Approved.
System survey complete.
Shambhala doesn't have an Autochthon monument yet, and I want one. The Lopez
complete.
Already completed that survey. Head up into the Balawar system.
Construction complete.
All right, so what do I have the Klondike do? Ooh, we had some power sitting here that I didn't even notice. I mean, a Gaia world, a relic world, 2 different digs, a wormhole. Oof. It would require blocking off both of these. We still haven't secured this area. We have another dig over here. We still have the rubricator down here. What's the fastest way to the rubricator? 1, 2, 3, 4? Kind of spawned in a weird spot. From this direction, it's 1, 2, 3. So it's actually faster to go through the Hestimer system, where that planet exploded. What do I do? It's basically which way do I want to expand right now, right? How's our intel looking here on the Tesh? Haven't gathered much yet. To be fair, we haven't been there for very long. I'd love to establish an embassy, honestly. I mean, this just seems so valuable. I think maybe we lock this down, right? There's the debris belt there in the Tigris system. And I mean, we're right here. Yeah, right. I've talked myself into it. What's the Yukon up to? It grabbed a Beta Corvi. I think you can safely build that research station now.
Special project complete.
Our scientists have returned from Zavan Labs unscathed with footage collected from the facility's security cameras. It shows lab scientists bound and gagged as guerrilla soldiers pry open the weapon strong box. To their dismay, the box is empty. Only minutes later, the rebels can be seen writhing on the floor in intense agony, dark patches swelling across their bodies, their skin ripping, and a gray, unidentifiable matter spills out. The matter continues to expand, swirling hypnotically around them until one of the scientists activates the emergency system. Sprinklers douse the room in liquid, and an electrical surge passes through it, executing all living things. Here the footage ends. Our crew can confirm that the strongbox was indeed empty. Spooky. We've gained a bonus to super solid materials. They had some sort of nanite weapon from the sounds of it. Alright. We can head up there and begin excavation of that site.
System survey complete.
Copernicus has finished its survey of that system. We'll head over to the Nivan system. Sorry, just the way the color palette was working there, I was having trouble reading it. Did we just find an alien ruined ring world? The Interloper. Is that an unbroken part of the ring world? Did a rogue planet crash into this ring world? Oh, we're going to check that out. Minding your own business, deep within a crevasse of the giant asteroid 2195-63089, we have found something astonishing. There's mining gear attached to the rock, digging itself into the vast depth of the asteroid. It stands abandoned with no sign of who placed it there. If we can stop the machine, we might be able to learn something about the technology used to build it, but we must hurry before random debris crushes it. Ooh, that's way out there, isn't it? Where is that at? Try and stop the machine. Oh, it was way out there. Yikes. I don't know that we're going to be able to make it in time. The Aldrin is quite far out. Let's check out the Sulan system. I don't even have a construction ship close by. I suppose I could build one pretty quickly. I should have scrapped it for materials. I don't think I'm going to be able to get there in time, even if I built a new one. It would take a great amount of time to get way out there. Well, there's no harm in trying, I suppose, right? Actually debating if a jump-capable engineering vessel might make it there faster. It would have the cooldown. We could probably go to Bediza. Nah, you know what? Just a regular construction ship. Hyperlane's probably ultimately faster in the end.
Spaceborne life form encounter.
Encounter in Zariadnus. We've made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Zariadnus system. For now, we're codenaming them the Zion aliens until we can find out more about them. If they possess language, we must decipher it in order to establish communications. Fascinating. Fascinating. Oh! Friendly space whales is what we've encountered in the Ziadna system. Wipke von Falkenstein, you're up. Feel good having a von Falkenstein to work on this. All right, the ISS Sahara. Try to get there in time, if you can. Klondike. Ooh, we've hit an energy deficit again. And a consumer goods deficit. A bad consumer goods deficit. All right. let's get the mining stations going here. That's valuable. We need more energy production. I mean, the Trambaudon system has a lot of energy production. I'm just saying. God, maybe I should just do that, actually. 5 over here in the Derbitor system. 2 over in the Shutra system. But this would lock up this area for us. Kind of want to check out that abandoned megastructure. Those miners, those mining robots. We need power. I mean, this is 10 total power right here. The curators are here in someone's borders. In Tesh borders, it looks like. Okay, this is good to know. The Tesh reach at least this far. So they at least, at minimum, they control like this, right? They might have been an advanced start, actually, if they control that much. Granted, I mean, we control a huge swath of territory, too. What are the chances we could get as far out as the Bayou system and get that second ring? I mean, we've already got a shattered ring world. Woof. Am I being greedy if I go for that second ring world? I feel like that's greedy. We've already got a ring world because we've got Cybrex Alpha right next door to the Sol system here. What I need is power. We're going to claim them. We're going to take these 2 systems and we're going to lock this area off. After we've explored this ring world, we're going to have Veer Prasad, who is now a Voidcraft expert, swing back this way and we'll take a look in here and see what we've got.
Research complete.
This timing is good. We do need more of that. Applied quantum physics. Ooh. Hyperspace travel 2. 3, rather. Hyperspace slipstreams, yes. We're going to research that. It is a long time, but we need to be able to get around our empire faster. Port Dogstar, also a forge world. Let's get some more forges going. We need more consumer goods. We need them stat.
System survey complete.
The buzz surrounding the Manifesti faction has quieted. Excellent. We successfully suppressed them. Fading as quickly as the arrival of protests which started it, some activists we spoke to claimed their motivations ranged from pure satire to conscientious objection. Attendance at galleries and museums has never been higher, but the public gaze has already moved on to newer controversial groups of artists. Our sociologists continue to sift through the data they gathered during this strange moment in human cultural history. Life goes on, apparently. All right, the Lopez is currently sitting there doing nothing. So, let's see what's at the end of this cluster. What the heck is going on? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think we found the Tianki graveyard. And you know what? It might be in an area of space that we just have. All right, let's check out what's going on here.
Research complete.
But first, robust frameworks for local governance created on a per-case basis to meet each colony's needs. Colonial centralization. Ooh, we got some good stuff going on here. Colonial bureaucracy, I mean the edicts fund alone, base intel level. We don't need the building slots quite yet. Improved production wouldn't be terrible, because we keep running up on deficits. This would give us a big unity boost because, well, yeah, because we'd be using less from edicts. Be down to 40 as opposed to 60. Got a couple good options here. I'm going to err on the side of colonial bureaucracy. Speaking of intel, guess keep working. The new mystic order, many wondrous things pass through our hands, yet we never lie in our pockets. It is the sacrifice we make so that the construction of the Tessar Tarville is completed, and our children may one day see the Holy Land again. What do you got? Fortune's favor again? No, I don't want your cruiser. We've discussed this already. I don't want your... I can't afford your cruiser. There's something I was going to do. Yes. They reminded me we haven't been to Chora's Compass in a while. Can we afford to open a reliquary? We do not have enough caravan coins. Can we purchase some caravan coins? We cannot purchase some caravan coins. Okay, when we have some money, we're going to come back. Because you can't find the Galatron if you don't open some boxes. Long-range scanners have picked up readings in the Zariadna system that could be best described as giant heat blobs. It is worth investigating. Make it so. Don't let me down, von Falkenstein.
Construction complete.
Leader An Kong has leveled up and gained a new skill. Ooh, what'd you learn? What'd you learn? Oh, archaeology. Not yet. We will send him into an archaeological expedition as soon as he's gained maybe 1, maybe 2 more levels. We're gonna grab Trambo.
Construction complete.
We're gonna close this off. Irreparable damage, the Interloper. Irreparable damage, the Star Bayou. I mean, that's some good storytelling without it actually like popping anything. A rogue planet crashed into this, was drawn into the star's gravitational well and crashed into this ring world, largely destroying it. But there's one habitable section that remains untouched, but abandoned because of the critical damage to the rest of the ring section. And I could just intuit that story from what I'm seeing there. Like, it hasn't popped a story, it hasn't explained anything. It's just you can take a look. It's good environmental storytelling. I wish that the designers would do more, like add more little unique systems like that, where you don't get anything special except like it just, you can see that it tells a little story. That's fun to me. So we're out of influence to make claims at the moment. So I think the Klondikes is just going to have to sit tight. That said, we could go and get the power from the Sigma Draconis system. And we shall.
System survey complete.
The Lozavitan Society encountered. We have detected the presence of a pre-space alien civilization on Bayou 1 in the Bayou system. There's evidence that they have harnessed the power of the atom, and nuclear weapons may be prolific among their many divided nation-states. The possibility of a sudden self-inflicted extinction event is high. Oh, so I said that it was abandoned, but it is in fact absolutely the opposite of abandoned. There is a remnant civilization here on one of the parts of the ring. That's cool. All right, I said we were going to have Prasad head back this way and check out what we've just secured over here. And I hold to that promise. That is exactly what we're going to do.
Anomaly found.
Aerostat structures. Ankong reporting some kind of unknown structures are floating in this gas giant's upper atmosphere. They appear to be using aerostatic lift to remain buoyant. Fascinating. Find out more. The spaceborne life forms, which the human head of society research has come to refer to as Tianki, are docile creatures, capable of accessing some lower dimension of subspace. They roam from system to system with remarkable ease. They graze on gases common to the upper layers of many gas giants. It is highly unlikely, to say the least, that this is their only food source, but intake of other nutrients is yet to be observed. They will rarely, if ever, attack, even when provoked, and can be safely ignored. Hunting them would be a net loss anyway.
They can talk, and they want to talk
Peaceful
to us.
leviathans. Peaceful leviathans. Oh boy. That ship is not going to make it in time to stop that drill rampage. Alright. Making progress.
Research complete.
Oh yeah. I meant to deal with that shipyard. Cruisers. Perfect timing. Star fortresses, crystal mines. Oh boy, we've got some good options here. You know what? I'm going to grab super solid materials first, though. I realize that means some of those other options will probably slide off the random choice, but it's just a risk we're going to have to take. All right, so I do want a fleet academy here. I do want some hangar bays. I do want a second shipyard. Because it's going to be our supplementary station.
System survey complete.
This fleet is going to be reassigned to Kenhijal Station. This is going to be the Frontier fleet. And we're going to assign a new admiral to it. May Abe. Adaptable. 31 years old and adaptable. You've just been promoted to Admiral, May. Welcome aboard. Check out the Zariadne system. Ooh. Earth can have a planetary capital now. We will absolutely take that.
Construction complete.
Let's get more energy mining going. A ruined network of aerostat colonies dating back at least 3 millennia can be found in low orbit of this gas giant. Their original function appears to have been gas mining, but they have since been abandoned and reoccupied by many different races and pirate groups. The colonies have been thoroughly stripped of anything even remotely valuable, but the mere fact that they are still aloft after all this time makes them an interesting subject of engineering research. Very cool. Did we get a tradition? There we go. We'll take that. Should have said it at the time. Environmental diversification. That will make us even... Look at that. That Alpine world just became barely habitable. That Savannah world just became barely habitable. Oh yeah, we just secured that Gaia world. That must... This links up. So this whole area is... Wait. No, it doesn't go off anywhere. No wonder we haven't encountered anybody over here. This whole area is completely locked off. Okay, we're going to see if this goes and links up over here. If we were reanimators, we just got access to the mother lode. The Tianki graveyard. I don't think we're going to be able to stop that drill rampage in time, guys. Everything's looking down here with the Tesh. Oh, they've expanded their empire a little bit this way. We know because we're in contact with the curators, and the curators can tell us a little bit about what they know over there. They're still suspicious of us. I mean, we are improving relations. We're also spying on them. But their encryption is very strong relative to our code breaking. Interesting. So our infiltration level is going very slowly at the moment. Well, you know what? Wibke von Falkenstein is not doing anything. We're going to have her come on as a diplomatic attaché as well and see if we can... Oh, Paul Collins has been re-elected.
System survey complete.
Oh no, he's been elected, period. Which means Pedro Gomez is back on the job here. Actually, that's good, because he's an archaeologist. Returning to his former job. All right, the Lopez. So we're going to come up this way. See what's going up near the Haraban Nebula. Oh, and then he immediately died. Okay, well that wasn't great. Tao Lin has the anomaly discovery chance bonus. I think that's better for a field researcher. But, I mean, at this point, we might as well swap them out. So actually, we're going to have An Kong transfer to the Sojourner. And the Sojourner will continue its excavation. And Tao Lin will be reassigned to the Lopez and will continue the Lopez's survey.
System survey complete.
Klondike, meanwhile. I mean, we might not even have to secure this. This territory, like this whole territory might already be mine, effectively. It might have been mine from the beginning of the game. Like, just from a lucky placement. Where we're cut off from everybody else because of the Tazikian raiders and the Bodranitan protectors. Hard to say. What will this say if we tap one of their sons? Curious what they're going to say and do. I'm kind of purposefully trying to explore towards the Tesh to see where they are. The Tesh might be cutting us off from other people too, actually. Like, there might not be anybody here. The Tesh might just be expanding here. And everybody else might be up in this, might be up over here. Because again, we could have gotten the minimum number of spawned galaxies. Or empires in the galaxy. Local administrative developments allow for a closer supervision of colonial affairs without excessively burdening central decision-making. Colonial bureaucracy get. I did not want regenerative hull tissue. Thank you. Accidentally auto-clicked that. Galactic communication, big get, but we could use extra naval capacity right now. We are going to build our first cruiser, though. Whoops. The Kitty Hawk class. We actually haven't taken a look at our ship designer in a while, now that I say that. What do we got? We've got cold fusion reactors. We're using nuclear missiles and blue lasers on the Walrus class corvette. Don't do much shield damage, but good on armors. Coil guns do decent shield damage. Do we want to attach a coil gun as well as the laser? Mix it up a bit. The lasers are marginally better. We'll stick with the lasers for now. We've got gravitic sensors. We've got basic combat computers. We're using improved deflectors, afterburners, small ceramo metal armor. We could get some cloaking generators on our ships. Something to maybe consider for later. All right. The destroyers, also using nothing but blue lasers. I feel like we could have the destroyers mix it up a little bit with some coil guns. For the extra shield damage, we're going to swap one out. And the Kitty Hawk class cruiser. It's armed only with coil guns at the moment. We can get some afterburners in there. What does the reactor booster do again? Additional power generation. I mean, I'd prefer the afterburners on it. We don't have cloaking devices that it is capable of using at this time. We could get some blue lasers on them as well. Broadside stern. We could make a carrier as well. I think we will. We'll mix it up and put a couple lasers on the Kitty Hawk. Oh, because we're building one. All right, hold on. Yes, okay. And I want to build a cruiser that has an artillery bow, a hangar core, and a gunship stern. So it's going to use a large blue laser off the front. We're going to be using Sentinel Point Defense for its point defense units. It's going to have basic strike craft in its hangar. Nuclear missiles on the back. Get some armor in there. Get some shields on there. Don't really need the reactor booster, actually. We'll just get afterburners in there. And this will be the Bonhomme Richard class cruiser. Yes, absolutely. That is the name of that design. All right, and so we're going to build one Kitty Hawk and one Bonhomme Richard. I've never really played with carriers before. I'm kind of curious. All right, the Frontier Fleet, we want you to return to your own home base now.
Construction complete.
Alright, looks like we've got our deficits under control here. Whoa! Our operatives in the Tesh Directorate have uncovered suspect evidence that they mean to launch a deceptive counter-operation against us in the near future. We have no exact details of the apparent scheme yet, but it looks to involve manipulating our existing relationships, undermining agreements of trust in our very way of life. Spymaster Lulama Gabatamosi advises caution, however, as the ease by which we came across this information is fairly suspect. Now, we don't know anybody else. Ignore this ploy. And we found a terraforming candidate. Super. We don't know anybody, so I don't know whose relations they could harm. Like, we don't really have relations with anybody else. The Bodranitans are dismissive of us. The Tazikians don't care. We need to get over to the Screaming Abyss and build a curator think tank. That's what we need to do. That'll help our research a lot. Coming up on 3 hours, I think that's where we'll call it. So we'll go another 10 minutes. It's a little past midnight. Got a bit, as usual, I've got a bit later than I intended. But I'm having fun. All right, Tao Lin reporting the material composition of this asteroid differs significantly from its neighbors. It likely has a different origin than the other bodies of this asteroid belt and should be investigated more closely. Approved.
System survey complete.
Ugh, I told you I was tired. Like, we're kind of love bombing these guys. We're trying to work on our relations. I'm kind of inclined to open the borders at this point. We're pretty far away from them. We don't share a border as yet. And it's unlikely that they're going to be able to do much in the way of skipping past us at this juncture, so I don't know. I'm inclined to open the border. And they've opened their border for us. See? There you go. They want to explore our territory. That's pretty obvious. They're scientists first and foremost. They're still uninterested. Oh, but they're much, much more interested in establishing an embassy now. So it was the closed borders. That was their big sticking point. They want to be able to explore this territory. And they couldn't so long as we had the borders closed. That makes sense. We might actually just make it.
Construction
to the
complete.
drill rampage. So that just improved relations considerably with the Tesh. Just so they can't skip past this, let's establish a starbase in
Handshake
Evagimar.
protocols activated.
Oh, see? And all of a sudden, the winds of diplomacy have changed. Now they wish to establish an embassy. Yes. Let us establish embassies, the Tesh. I want to know more about you. I want to know more of everything about you. Fossils from what appears to be several species of aquatic animals have been found in the barren and airless surface of ATOR 95. There are indicators that the surrounding asteroid belt was created from the remains of a shattered planet, and these findings seem to confirm that theory. Judging by the fossils, the planet supported life. And was at least partially covered by water. Fascinating.
Anomaly found.
VA99IJ087 periodically spews an alarmingly electric mix of particles and radiation to the void. I want to know more about that, please. Let's check out this black hole. If they have to... The broken remnants of a colossal space installation have been found near the Zentaris black hole. Appears to have been a science nexus.
System survey complete.
This area is lousy with megastructures. I mean, this couldn't all have been Cybrex stuff, right? Oh my god. It's beautiful. This is huge. Finding a ruined science nexus, that's that's okay, yes. This just became a prime target. Like the Interstellar Assembly, awesome. Cybrex Alpha, amazing. This is a must-have. This just made researching the secrets of the Cybrex like the next thing to do, so that we can pop megastructures and fix that science nexus. Like, holy crap. That's awesome. That's amazing. We'll skyrocket our science for decades. Frontier fleet still on the way home. Casina's defenders in need of an upgrade. Got both of those new cruiser classes in there. These transport fleets are on hold for reasons. Just for reasons.
Ships upgraded.
Oh, Las Veritas can upgrade to a planetary capital as well.
Special project complete.
Hey! Oh, sadly, it is close to our own designs. We managed to stop the excavator before it broke down. Sadly, close to our own designs, we can't really learn anything new from it. Thankfully, the depths it carved out of the rock will make it easier to find valuable minerals. I'm just going to continue to build mining stations here in the Dacia system. They're not stopping me. All right, you... I mean... Seeing as you're down here anyway, maybe it's time to finally secure that area. With the Sahara. Klondike is at work, Yukon is at work, all of our science vessels are at work.
Construction complete. System survey complete.
Oh, and it's a source of... Okay, not only is there a science nexus there, it's a source of dark matter. Wow. We lucked out on that. We lucked out on big.
Construction complete.
Who needs an eldritch horror when you can just find a ruined science nexus, right? That's what I say. You can embroider that onto a pillow. Who needs an eldritch horror when you have a science nexus? Scotty Bomb. Technically, the clock is ticked over to April Fool's Day, and I'm just going to say that that was not an April Fool's. You can absolutely do that. That is a quote from me. Who needs an eldritch horror when you have a ruined science nexus? Yeah. On a completely unrelated note, actually, just dawned on me, I'm probably not going to look exactly like this next time I stream because the winter beard is going to come off. It's springtime now, and it's time for my face to get some sun and some air, and it's not going to be as cold anymore. So, get a shave in the spring, maybe do something like some sideburns or something into the summer, but yeah, the winter beard, the big bushy winter beard has reached its end. As it does. So I will be clean shaven in my next video, most likely. I'm gonna go get a hot shave. Treat myself. If you have never gotten a hot shave, I recommend it. It's quite delightful. There's a wormhole down here. That might actually link to our wormhole. Continue our exploration down there. I realize I could auto-survey. I like to micromanage my exploration, though. It's kind of how I roll, especially in a single-player game. You can take the time to do it. In multiplayer, I'd be more likely to auto-survey because you don't have as much time to stop. You don't even have the time to sit and savor all of these events. Like, that's one of the reasons why I'm stopping to actually, like, read all of them. It's because in multiplayer, you don't really get that option very much. As the science ship approaches ONAD-2, a vast and time-worn door is revealed. Who would have built such a thing and why? Perhaps the answers lay inside. Open the door. Oh, if we find the head of Zarklan, amazing. Turn the Bodranitan projectors into, like, our best friends because they think that we are the chosen of their god. That would be pretty great. Yeah, we want food. We need more food, actually. So Las Veritas can start growing more food. Atlantica, also a food producer. You know what? Produce some food. Our food production could be better. Relia, the time has come for you to get your very own Autochthon monument. What have we found here in Ocean World? Encounter in Iresta. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Iresta system. For now, we've codenamed them Epsilon aliens, until we can find out more about them. If they possess a language, we must decipher it in order to establish communications. In the Iresta system. That sure looks like a science ship to me. Which means this area is not secure. Look, it does actually branch out from the back system. So we are going to need to secure maybe as far as Marquez. We'll have to see. All right. Wibke von Falkenstein, you're up. We don't need two people love bombing the Tesh right now. Ooh, look at that. We're gaining a lot more information about their colony worlds. We're starting to get a better picture of what their space looks like now. Their blobby space. They have an equivalent military, but they are superior. Unsurprisingly, they're a science directorate. An equivalent economy. So we're pretty even footing. Maybe they weren't an advanced start. They're blobbing out too. Alright, the Klondike just got pressed into service because we at least need to secure the rest of this. So up into the Brink system next. I at least want to secure this cluster.
Found.
Another toxic terraforming candidate. There appears to be deliberately crafted structures on the planet's surface pointing towards a past long-forgotten toxicity. Or toxicity? Prasad, take a look. I mean, because it could be a toxic city. Okay, yeah, wait. You're picking up what I'm laying down. The planet Amanyea 2 is a toxic wasteland, but our scans unveil that it has not always been so. A now extinct civilization seems to have destroyed its home planet via a heavy reliance on climate-altering fuels and toxins. On a remote hill close to a major city, we have found a lone active facility, a robot assembly plant desolated and surrounded by military vehicles so deteriorated they break upon touch. The facility is alien and mysterious, but could provide us with ample study material. Gave us access to the Improved Energy Initiative Empire Edict, adds Fallen Robotic Society modifier, gains expertise propulsion. Cool. No problems with that. Okay, so we've received alarming reports from the surface of Yerba 1. It looks like our rogue scientist is consolidating power. She is given... I thought he was a he. One of the feudal kingdoms... I mean... Who am I to... looked like a guy, but could be a she, has given one of the feudal kingdoms access to advanced weaponry, and they are now in the process of conquering the rest of the planet in her name. The planet has been proposed to forcibly extract her, but it will require significant ground forces. There's no telling what effect this will have on the native population, as many have come to see her as a god. The operation is a go. Remove her. Yeah, we're not leaving her there.
System survey complete.
We are absolutely not leaving her there. All right, so we've got our consumer goods under control again. I actually want to get an alloy foundry going, but you know what? We have access to the mushroom gas here. We're going to build some gas extraction. All right, so if only we had armies available to extract the scientist.
Construction complete.
With giant titanic robots to smash a machine age civilization. I realize I said this was a priority. We will lock it down, don't you worry. But I'm now worried that we've encountered a civilization up here. And I want to, again, at least lock down this. If possible, lock down this entire thing. So I think we're going to have the Lopez swing back this way and explore those two territories next. You can come down and build a research station down here. We've got the energy for it. Yeah, we're good. The insights we have gained into hyperlane technology through our cooperation with the... Oh, this is just... Okay. The insights we have gained... I was doing the voice, but... into hyperlane technology through our cooperation with the Habentine have been frustratingly slow. It seems that to achieve the mastery of a local hyperlane cluster like they have, we would need to spend thousands of years cataloging hyperfluctuations. We have received a new communication from their chief representative. To be honest, your presence here has been grating. So now that we have taught you what you came for, we need to ask you to leave. Having judged that our ways of life are incompatible, we worry that you might covet what we have in the future. So to prevent any feelings of ill will, we wish to offer you one of our worlds. We will handle the transportation, don't worry. I mean, we're friendly xenophiles. We're explorers. I don't think we're covetous of what they have. We accept. Have a good life. We can get a planetary capital in Las Veritas. And they just added a Gaia world. In the same orbital plane as Earth. I suppose that makes sense, because this is the Goldilocks zone, right? So it would make sense that they would add Sol X. The 10th planet, that makes sense, Sol X. Well, assuming that you count Pluto as the 9th planet still, I suppose. Oh, we should rename it. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to rename it. It is now no longer Sol X. No. The planet Diana. Oh. You've been disconnected from the Paradox online services because you've been logged in somewhere else. Some services... Oh, weird. What happened to my network connection?
Research complete.
Diana, of course, is the Roman goddess equivalent of the Greek goddess Artemis. And if we've got all of these Roman god names for the planets, I think it's fitting that we name this the planet Diana. Super solid materials is done. That's great. Could do improved Corvette hulls. It's pretty cheap. Living metal's still going to take a while. Could do crystal infused plating. Only 51 months. Ooh, standardized destroyer patterns is almost done. I forgot about that. Yeah, let's grab that real quick. And I mean, we could begin colonizing the planet Diana immediately. It is a size 25 Gaia world. A beautiful and bountiful paradise. I don't see why we wouldn't. Amazing. All right. They want us gone. Oh, they actually they dismantled the observation. They're just gone. Makes sense. This is we've experiencing science for me stop for the night. So another forming probably
Complete.
fleet arrived. We'll give them an upgrade. We're also going to build. I don't want to go at the moment. We are researching that, I believe. Yeah, we're good on that. Could research star fortresses, railguns. Ooh, powered exoskeletons. Yeah. Give me some powered exoskeletons.
Ships upgraded. Special project complete.
We successfully extracted the rogue scientist from Yerba 1. Hundreds of pre-FTLs were tragically gunned down when they launched suicidal attacks against our forces in a futile attempt to protect our god. The legal system will now exist, but the impact on the planet's civilization must be immense. They still possess some of our technology, and their deity has just been spirited away by invaders from the stars. At least one problem has been dealt with. Yeah, I don't take kindly to someone just declaring themselves a god on another planet. This transport fleet can home. Sometimes you've just got to unleash giant Cybrex war forms on a primitive civilization to extract one of your scientists. Do as little possible damage to the locals and their culture by sending titanic metal men to fix your problems. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Giant robots solve most problems. We're having fun. All right, I said that was the litmus for where I'd stop, and I guess I'd be lying if I didn't actually follow through on that. So, we'll wait till the month ticks over, actually, just so that we can get a save in. Inquiry into the unidentified spacecraft we observed in the Aresta system continues. Insufficient data has been collected to make an informed hypothesis as to the exact origin of the vessel, since we are likely dealing with representatives of a previously unknown alien civilization. Efforts should be made to intercept their communications. Yes, of course. Keep on it, Falkenstein. And when I shut down. So we will. And that's for. Thank you for tuning. Thank you, Stevens. Us for a while earlier on to check this out on Play, and very thank you. Many people appear to be joining us on We'll continue to do this still. End. Hopefully not, but but we'll have to wait and see. Um, and